I knew I was finished the second the crystal turned gray. Not silver, not black, not red like a dragon core or blue like a saint's blessing, just gray like someone had dipped a rock in dirty dishwater and decided that was my destiny. The awakening hall went quiet for half a breath. Then everyone laughed. I stood on the glowing circle with my palm still pressed against the crystal, watching the words float in front of me like a bad joke carved by heaven itself. Skill acquired. +1 XP per action. Rank F. That was it. No fire, no sword aura, no holy light, no shadow movement, no beast blood, no thunder fists, no floating blades, no wings made of mana, just one tiny point of XP every time I did something. The examiner stared at it like he was hoping more words would appear if he blinked hard enough. Behind me, Harper's crimson flames were still crawling up the walls from her awakening. Her skill had been Feared Dragon, S rank, and the entire hall had needed 5 water mages to stop the ceiling from melting. Owen had awakened Sword Aura, S rank, and accidentally sliced a steel training dummy in half by breathing near it. Grant had awakened Chain Lightning, S rank, and his first spark had crawled over the floor like a hungry snake. Then it was my turn. +1 XP. I pulled my hand away from the crystal. A tiny chime rang in my head. +1 XP. The laughter got louder. Someone said he got experience for being disappointed. Someone else said, "Careful, Jace. If you cry, you might level up by next year." I smiled like it did not hurt. It hurt so much I almost forgot to breathe. Then I did breathe. +1 XP. My smile froze. I breathed again. +1 XP. I blinked. +1 XP. I swallowed. +1 XP. The examiner was already waving me off the circle. The crowd was already looking at the next candidate. Harper gave me a look that was not cruel, just confused, like I had fallen through a trapdoor nobody else could see. Owen tried to clap for me because he was Owen, but one lonely clap in a room full of laughter only made it worse. Grant leaned close as I stepped down. "F rank suits you," he said. "Some people get chosen, some people get counted." He snapped his fingers, and electricity crawled over his knuckles. +1 XP. My eyes flicked to the message. It had counted me noticing him. I looked at my hand. I curled one finger. +1 XP. I curled another. +1 XP. Another. +1 XP. By the time I walked out of the awakening hall, everyone thought I had received the most useless skill in the city. By the time I reached the bottom of the stairs, I had gained more experience than the entire laughing crowd understood. And by the time the sun went down, I had stopped feeling cursed. I had started feeling hungry. The first night after awakening, I locked myself in my room and did the most heroic thing any doomed F rank had ever done. I paced in circles until my legs went numb. Step, +1 XP. Step, +1 XP. Step, +1 XP. At first it was funny, pathetic but funny. I walked around my bed like a hamster with debt. My floorboards creaked, my little wall clock ticked. My skill chimed with every movement until the sound became a rainstorm inside my skull. At 100 XP, I leveled up. A warm pulse moved through my bones. Level 2. Available stat points, 3. I froze so suddenly I almost fell over. The message hovered there, bright and calm, as if it had not just split my life in half. Everyone knew how leveling worked. Kill monsters, absorb dungeon energy, survive fights, grow stronger. Training could sharpen technique, but levels came from real danger. That was why S ranks were treated like walking miracles. They could clear dangerous gates, collect cores, and level faster than anyone else. I had just leveled by walking around my bed. I put 1 point into agility, 1 into stamina, and 1 into perception. My heartbeat steadied, the room got sharper. I could hear my neighbor's sink drip through the wall. I could feel the rough fibers in my socks like tiny roads under my feet. I started walking again. By midnight, I was level 3. By morning, I had discovered 2 terrible facts. First, sleep was an action. Second, turning over in my sleep was also an action. I woke up level 4 with my pillow on the floor, drool on my face, and a grin so wide my cheeks hurt. Then I sneezed. +1 XP. I laughed. +1 XP. I laughed harder. +1 XP. That was the moment I stopped calling it useless. A useless skill gives you nothing. Mine gave me something for everything. The next 3 days became the strangest training arc the world had never seen. I brushed my teeth with both hands, alternating every 5 strokes. I tapped each finger against my thumb while walking. I did breathing exercises until my lungs felt like bellows. I cooked breakfast 1 grain of rice at a time, just to see if the skill cared. It cared. Pick up grain. +1 XP. Drop grain in pots. +1 XP. Stir. +1 XP. Taste. +1 XP. Burn tongue. +1 XP. I did not become dignified, I became efficient. I tied a string around my wrist and attached it to a spoon so every step made the spoon swing and tap a cup. The tap counted, the swing counted, my wrist correction counted, my annoyed sigh counted. I practiced blinking one eye at a time. I learned to breathe in short sets without passing out. I bought a jump rope and jumped until the rope snapped, then used the broken handles for shadowboxing. The beautiful thing was not just that I gained XP. The beautiful thing was that leveling made every action easier, faster, sharper. Every point in agility meant more steps per minute. Every point in stamina meant more minutes before collapse. Every point in perception meant I could notice smaller movements and make them intentional. That meant more actions. More actions meant more XP. More XP meant more levels. My F-rank skill was not a skill. It was a snowball kicked off the top of a mountain. On the 4th day, Owen came to check on me because he had not seen me since the awakening. I opened the door with my foot while doing finger taps behind my back. +1 XP. Jace, he said slowly, looking at the sweat on my shirt, the chalk marks on the floor, the 3 jump ropes tied together, and the pot of rice that had somehow fused into 1 black brick. Have you joined a cult? No, I said, I started one. +1 XP. He looked at my hand. Are you twitching? Training. That is not training. That is what happens when someone drinks 6 energy potions and hears a ghost. I flicked my fingers faster. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. Owen was my oldest friend, which meant he had the right to tell me I looked insane and still bring snacks. He had awakened S-rank sword aura, but he had not changed much. He still wore loose hoodies, still forgot where he put his shoes, and still apologized to chairs when he bumped into them. I told him everything. Not all of it. I was not stupid. I told him enough. His face went from worried to confused to excited to horrified. So you can level by doing anything. Anything intentional, or anything my body does that the skill counts as an action, still testing. What level are you now? I hesitated. 9. Owen dropped the snack bag. He was level 2. Most awakened students were level 1 for weeks before entering a real dungeon. S-ranks could jump fast if sponsored, but even they needed monster kills. I had jumped 8 levels with room pacing and cursed rice. Owen grabbed my shoulders. You need to tell someone. I need to tell no one. Jace, this is huge. Exactly, huge things get taken. Small things get laughed at. I like being laughed at. Laughing people show their teeth and close their eyes. He stared at me. I smiled. +1 XP. Owen slowly released me. That was creepy. I know, I practiced it. A week after awakening, the academy ran the basic combat assessment. It was supposed to be humiliating for people like me, so naturally, attendance was packed. The training arena sat under a glass dome with mana shields humming along the walls. Students lined the benches in colored jackets based on their ranks. S-ranks in black and gold, ranks in blue, everyone else in gray. I wore gray. Grant wore black and gold like a warning sign. He had already become the favorite of several guild recruiters. Chain lightning was rare, destructive, and perfect for wiping out swarms. He walked like the floor owed him rent. His smile got wider when he saw me carrying a wooden stick instead of a weapon. The instructor announced the first test. Hit the target dummy as hard as possible. Harper stepped forward first. Her flames became a dragon head around her fist, and when she punched, the target dummy flew across the arena and exploded against the shield in a shower of molten wood. The crowd roared. Owen went next. He raised one hand, and silver aura wrapped around his fingers like a blade. He cut the replacement dummy into 4 pieces without touching it. Grant flicked 2 fingers. Lightning snapped forward, punched through the dummy's chest, and left it smoking. Then my name was called. A few people laughed before I even moved. I walked into the circle. +1 XP. I rolled my shoulder. +1 XP. I lifted the stick. +1 XP. The instructor sighed, whenever you're ready. I was level 17. Not high enough to crush the dummy with raw strength, not yet, but stats were only part of the game. The rest was timing, angles, and making people misunderstand what they were seeing. I had spent the last 2 days learning a strange little thing. My skill gave XP for actions, but repeated actions became smoother. Smoother actions became faster. Faster actions created rhythm. And rhythm, when stacked with enough agility, could make a weak strike arrive like a drum beat from several directions at once. I called it nothing, because naming attacks before they worked was how idiots got kicked through walls. I tapped my right foot. +1 XP. Left foot. +1 XP. Right. Left. The crowd laughed harder. Is he dancing? Yes. That was the point. I spun the stick between my fingers. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. My wrists loosened, my breathing shortened. Every small motion fed the skill. Every chime sharpened my focus. The stick became a brown blur. Then I stepped in. I did not swing once. I swung 37 times. To the crowd, it looked like one ugly flail. To me, it was a staircase. Tap the ankle joint. +1 XP. Tap the knee hinge. +1 XP. Tap the hip pin. +1 XP. Tap the chest seam. +1 XP. The dummy was built to measure force, not dismantling. Its frame locked from the inside. Its wood shell was strong, but its joints were cheap. My final strike hit the already loosened chest, seam with everything my tiny little F-rank body had. The dummy folded like a tired umbrella. For 1 perfect second, nobody spoke. Then the score crystal lit up. Structural collapse. Damage rating, B. The arena went silent. I leaned on the stick, panting. +1 XP. Grant's smile twitched. The instructor stared at the broken dummy. That was not power. I know, I said, it was cheaper. +1 XP. People started whispering, not cheering, not yet. Whispers were better, cheers are noise, whispers are infection. The second test was reaction speed. 20 small monolights would appear around the contestant, and the contestant had to hit as many as possible in 10 seconds. Harper incinerated 16. Owen sliced 18. Grant chained lightning through all 20, which made the instructor look pleased and the crowd lose its mind. When my turn came, Grant called out, "Try not to level up for missing." I raised 1 finger. +1 XP. The lights appeared. I moved. Not like them. Harper was power, Owen was precision, Grant was range. I was a bug trapped in a jar, and bugs survive because they never stop twitching. I had trained my eyes to chase dust in sunlight. I had trained my fingers to tap falling grains of rice. I had trained my feet to step on every creaky board in my room without making the same sound twice. The lights flashed. I flicked 1. +1 XP. Elbowed another. +1 XP. Kicked 2 at once. +1 XP. Headbutted 1 because dignity was for people with useful skills. +1 XP. I did not hit all 20. I hit 19. Then the 20th light vanished on its own because my spinning stick had created enough air pressure to wobble it out of the target zone. The score crystal blinked. 20. The instructor checked the device like it had insulted his family. Grant stood up. That does not count. The instructor looked at him. The light left the zone. It counts. I bowed with the stick. +1 XP. The laughter was gone now. That was when I learned something dangerous. Being underestimated was safe. Being noticed was expensive. After the test, 3 older awakened cornered me behind the storage building. They were not important enough to remember. That sounds cruel, but villains who attack someone because they are curious rarely earn names. They had good weapons, bad eyes, and the kind of confidence that grows in groups of 3. One of them twirled a dagger. "Show us the trick," he said. I looked around, empty yard, stone wall, 2 rusty trash bins, 1 cracked broom leaning near the back door. "Perfect. What trick?" I asked. +1 XP. The dagger guy stepped closer, the dummy thing. "Oh, that hit joints, try not to be stupid." His smile died. +1 XP. He lunged. Most people think clever means avoiding fights. No, Clever means choosing how the fight starts. I let him grab my collar. +1 XP. He shoved me into the wall. +1 XP. Pain burst through my shoulder. +1 XP. I winced loudly. +1 XP. The other two laughed and relaxed. That was the only reason this worked. I dropped my stick. +1 XP. Kicked the cracked broom handle. +1 XP. The broom snapped against the trash bin, the broken half spun up, and I caught it with my free hand. +1 XP. The dagger guy's eyes widened. I tapped the inside of his wrist. +1 XP. Not hard, just the nerve. His fingers opened, the dagger fell. I head-butted his nose. +1 XP. He staggered back. I used his shirt as a rope, swung around him, and planted both feet on the second guy's chest. +1 XP. The second guy flew backward into the third guy. They crashed into the trash bins, which made a beautiful sound and gave me no XP because apparently my skill had taste. The dagger guy recovered and threw a punch. I let it hit my cheek. +1 XP. Then I smiled with blood on my teeth. +1 XP. Thanks, I said. +1 XP. He paused. Fear needs very little space to grow. I stepped inside his guard and hit him with the broken broom handle 7 times in less than a second. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, knee, ankle, ribs, chin. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. He dropped. The other two tried to run. I chased them while finger tapping on the broom handle for extra rhythm. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. I caught the first by the belt and spun him into a wall. I tripped the second with the fallen dagger still in its sheath because I am not a monster, just petty. When the academy guards arrived, they found me sitting on a trash bin, bruised but cheerful, with all 3 attackers tied together using their own belts. One guard asked what happened. I pointed at the security crystal above the door. They attacked me, I said. I did community service. +1 XP. The 3 of them were dragged away, and I gained an unexpected lesson. Getting punched counted. Dodging counted. Blocking counted. Provoking a bad person into making a bad decision counted if I survived it. My skill did not make me invincible, but every mistake my enemy made became my profit. Grant heard about the fight before lunch. By the end of the day, the whole academy heard. The story mutated immediately. Some said I had hidden a weapon. Some said I had a second skill. Some said the 3 attackers had tripped and I took credit. Grant said I was a coward who only beat weaklings. That was fine. Weaklings came first. Stronger idiots would come later. I spent the next month turning my life into a machine. Wake up, breathe in sets of 10, tap fingers during breakfast, walk to class using the longest route, practice stick rotations under my desk, chew slowly, blink deliberately. Read with a pencil in each hand so both hands moved, balance marbles on my knuckles, run stairs, shadowbox, cook, clean, stretch, repeat. At level 25, I unlocked my first passive upgrade. Action Chain. Every set of 100 different actions grants bonus XP. I stared at the message and almost kissed the floor. Different actions. That changed everything. Repetition was good. Variety was better. So I became the most annoying person in the academy. I walked backward to class. I opened doors with my elbow. I carried cups on my head. I spun chalk between my fingers while answering questions. I trained with chopsticks, spoons, ropes, coins, stones, towels, and one terrified rubber duck Owen gave me as a joke. I learned to fight while sneezing, while laughing, while pretending to trip, while actually tripping, while catching myself with one hand, while kicking with the wrong foot, while making the wrong foot look like the right foot. The instructors hated it. The students copied it for one day, gained nothing, and hated it more. I leveled anyway. At level 30, my strength finally caught up to my tricks. At level 35, my perception let me see mana flow like heat shimmer. At level 40, my agility made raindrops look lazy. At level 42, I discovered that fear was an action if I forced myself to step forward through it. That one mattered, because my first real dungeon opened 3 days later. It was a low-grade gate under an abandoned shopping mall, the kind used for student training. Blue cracks in the air led into a stone tunnel full of weak goblins, slime pools, and traps so obvious even Owen noticed them. Harper led the S-rank group. Owen walked beside her with his aura sword humming softly. Grant came along because he wanted everyone to watch him win. I was assigned to supply duty, which meant carrying rope, water, and spare blades while pretending not to exist. The instructor at the gate looked at my badge and frowned. F-rank supply, stay behind the S-ranks, do not engage. Sure, I said. +1 XP. I engaged with every pebble I stepped over. Inside the dungeon, the air smelled like wet iron and old moss. Green crystals glowed along the walls. Every footstep echoed too loudly. The others moved carefully, weapons ready, mana blazing. I moved like a thief in a kitchen. Touch wall. +1 XP. Hop crack. +1 XP. Shift pack weight. +1 XP. Count goblin footprints. +1 XP. The first ambush came from the ceiling. 4 goblins dropped with rusty knives. Harper burned 2 before they landed. Owen cut 1 in half. Grant blasted the last so hard it bounced off 3 walls. Everyone looked proud. I looked at the ceiling. There are 8 more, I said. They laughed because they thought I was joking. Then 8 more dropped. This time I was already moving. I threw a water flask at the first goblin's face. +1 XP. Kicked a loose stone into the second's ankle. +1 XP. Pulled the supply rope across the tunnel. +1 XP. 4 goblins tripped. Harper's fire swept over them. Owen blinked at me, then sliced the 2 on the left. Grant growled and fried the last one, but his lightning hit the wet floor and shocked his own boot. I coughed to hide my laugh. +1 XP. Harper glanced at me. How did you know? I pointed at the wall. 8 sets of toe scratches above the first 4. Also, goblins smell like old socks in bad soup. +1 XP. Owen gagged. Why did you smell them? Perception training. Never explain things again. The dungeon kept testing us. A hallway filled with dart traps. Grant wanted to blast through. Harper wanted to melt the launchers. Owen wanted to cut the darts midair, which sounded cool and dumb. I crouched, picked up a goblin bone, and rolled it down the hallway. +1 XP. Darts fired from the walls, ceiling, floor, and one weird hole behind us that made everyone jump. I marked each firing angle with scratches. +1 XP. And I crawled through the hallway in a pattern so stupid it looked impossible. Left hand, right knee, shoulder drop, toe drag, roll, pause, twist, duck, kick the wall, flat and slide. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. Every motion was a reward. Every trap was a rhythm trainer. By the time I reached the other side, the bonus chain triggered so hard my vision flashed gold. Level 45. I stood up behind the traps and pulled the lever to deactivate them. The others walked through. Grant shoved past me, lucky. I looked at the dozens of darts, stuck exactly where my body had not been. Very, I said. +1 XP. At the center of the dungeon, we found the boss chamber. The door was carved with a wolf skull. The instructor checked the mana reading and relaxed. Standard hobgoblin brute. Harper and Grant front damage. Owen cut tendons. Everyone else stay back. The door opened. It was not a hobgoblin brute. It was a stone-backed wolf the size of a truck, with green flames in its mouth and goblin bones braided into its mane. The instructor went pale. That is not standard. The wolf roared. The roar hit like a wave. Most of the supply students fell. Owen slid back 3 steps. Harper's fire flickered. Grant cursed and raised lightning. I took 1 step forward. Fear is an action. +1 XP. The wolf charged. The instructor shouted retreat, but the door slammed shut behind us. Boss chambers loved drama. It was their worst feature. Grant threw lightning. It cracked over the wolf's stone back and scattered without sinking in. Harper's dragon flame struck its side, but the green fire in its mouth swallowed half the heat. Owen cut at its leg and barely chipped the stone plating. I watched. +1 XP. The wolf was not invincible. Nothing that moved was invincible. Movement meant parts. Parts meant timing. Timing meant theft. It had stone armor on its back, shoulders, and skull. Soft belly when it jumped. Green flame before every bite. Left hind leg limped slightly after Owen's cut. The main bones rattled whenever it inhaled. I ran. Not away. Around. +1 XP. Instructor shouted my name. Grant shouted something worse. Harper's eyes widened as I sprinted straight across the wolf's path and threw my supply pack into its face. +1 XP. The pack burst open. Rope, water, spare knives, chalk, dried food, and one rubber duck exploded everywhere. The duck hit the wolf's nose and squeaked. The wolf stopped. For half a second, ancient dungeon beast and rubber duck stared at each other. That was enough. I slid under its chest. +1 XP. Jabbed 3 spare knives into the soft belly, not to kill it, just to make handles. +1 XP. Grabbed the ropes. +1 XP. Looped it around the knives. +1 XP. The wolf jumped back, dragging me with it. Pain ripped through my arms. +1 XP. I kicked off the ground, swung under the beast like a maniac, and tied the rope around its injured hind leg. +1 XP. Owen, I shouted. +1 XP. He understood because Owen was many things, but slow was not one of them. His silver aura flashed and cut the rope near me, leaving the other end whipping around the wolf's leg. Harper blasted the loose rope with fire, hardening it into a burning knot. Grant, trying to steal the finish, fired lightning at the wolf's head. His lightning hit the metal knives in the belly. The current ran through the rope, into the injured leg, and locked the wolf's muscles. The beast collapsed. I hit the floor, rolled, and came up with 2 knives. +1 XP. Harper's dragon flame slammed into the exposed mouth. Owen's aura pierced the green fire core. The wolf shattered into stone chunks and fading flame. The dungeon cleared. XP flooded the room. The S-ranks glowed as they leveled. Then my skill chimed so violently I almost blacked out. I had gained XP for every action in the fight, every hit taken, every movement, every breath, every improvised step, and the boss clear. Level 50. Passive upgrade acquired. Overflow body. Stats can exceed normal level limits. I sat on the floor covered in dust, blood, and duck squeak residue. Harper walked over and offered a hand. For the first time since awakening, she looked at me like I was dangerous. Not strong. Dangerous. I took her hand. +1 XP. Grant saw it. His face twisted like I had stolen something from him. He was not wrong. I had stolen the shape of the day. After the dungeon, the academy could no longer call me useless. So they upgraded me to suspicious. Suspicious was better. Suspicious people get watched, but they also get challenged. Challenges were just XP wearing shoes. Students asked for sparring matches. Some wanted to test me. Some wanted to beat me back into the joke I had been. Some wanted to say they had defeated the weird F-rank before he became a problem. I accepted almost all of them. Not because I was brave. Because the arena had rules, shields, healers in the building, and a scoreboard that rewarded clean wins. It was the safest place in the world to let arrogant people attack me. A brawler tried to crush me with stone fists. I baited him into punching the floor 12 times, used the cracks as footholds, ran up his own arm, and kicked his ear until his transformation collapsed. +1 XP. A wind user tried to keep distance. I threw chalk dust into his breeze, mapped the current, and walked through the blind spot like I had rehearsed it, because I had rehearsed walking through kitchen steam for 3 hours the night before. +1 XP. A spear user mocked my stick. I broke his spear by letting him stab through my loose jacket, trapping the shaft under my arm, then spinning around him so his own grip twisted his wrist. +1 XP. Every fight made me stranger. At level 60, I unlocked Micro Step. At level 67, I could plant my foot 6 times in the space of one normal step, changing direction so sharply that observers saw afterimages. At level 70, I could swing a training stick fast enough to make it hum. At level 74, I learned that clapping counted as 2 actions if I changed the angle of each hand. That became a problem for everyone else. During one match, a lightning user rushed me with sparks around his arms. I clapped once, twice, 3 times, each clap shifting the air, each shift stacking my rhythm, and then I stepped through the crack between his attacks and slapped a paper cup onto his face. The cup had no purpose. That was the purpose. He panicked, grabbed at it, lost balance, and stepped out of bounds. I won. +1 XP. The crowd screamed with laughter. My reputation split in 2. Half the academy thought I was a genius. Half thought I was a clown who had tricked luck into wearing his clothes. Both halves bought tickets. Grant stopped laughing entirely. That worried me more than his insults. A loud enemy is a weather report. A quiet enemy is a trap being built. He challenged me publicly on a rainy afternoon, right after I defeated a metal skin user by making him chase a rolling lunch tray into the arena wall. Grant walked into the center of the training ground with lightning crawling across his shoulders. The rain hissed around him before it touched his skin. "Jace," he said, "no tricks, no toys, no arena boundary nonsense. Fight me." Every student nearby turned. The instructor frowned, but the training ground had dueling shields. Grant had chosen the one place where he could attack me without being dragged away. I looked at the wet floor, then at his lightning, then at the crowd, then at Harper standing under the awning with her arms crossed. She gave the tiniest shake of her head. "Do not." Owen stood beside her, mouthing, "Please do not." So obviously I said, "Sure." +1 XP. The shield rose around us. Grant smiled for the first time in weeks. "You should have stayed a joke." He attacked before the final chime. Lightning came in a branching net, too wide to dodge normally, but I had spent a month learning something nobody else cared about. Rain has rhythm. Every drop is an action waiting to be used. I stepped where the drops had not landed yet. +1 XP. Micro step. +1 XP. Twist. +1 XP. Duck. +1 XP. Lightning grazed my sleeve and burned my arm. +1 XP. Pain sharpened the world. Grant fired again, whiter this time. The shield turned white with electricity. The crowd gasped. I moved through it like a bug inside a thunderstorm, never where the main current wanted me, always forcing it to split around my angle. That was when Grant made his first mistake. He got angry that I was not dead. He increased output. The wet floor became a mirror of sparks. I smiled. +1 XP. During the previous week, I had polished the soles of my shoes with dungeon slime residue, not enough to be obvious, just enough to slide. I jumped, tucked both knees, and landed on the slickest patch of stone. +1 XP. Instead of stopping, I skated. Grant's lightning chased me. I leaned backward until my hair almost touched the floor, sliding under the branch line. My fingers scraped the water, drawing a thin arc. +1 XP. I clapped the water upwards. +1 XP. A curtain of droplets rose between us. Grant saw me through it and fired directly. Lightning spread through the droplets instead of the air, turning his own attack into a glowing net around his face. He flinched. I arrived. I did not punch him. That would be predictable. I flicked his forehead. +1 XP. With level 78 strength. Grant flew backward, hit the shield, bounced once, and landed on his hands and knees. The training ground went silent. I shook my burned arm. +1 XP. No toys, I said. Rain was here before me. +1 XP. Grant stood up slowly. His eyes were not angry anymore. They were empty. That was bad. He lifted both hands. The instructor shouted, "Stop." Grant ignored him. Lightning gathered black at the edges. Harper stepped forward outside the shield. Grant. He smiled, but not at her. At me. Let's see if getting hit still helps. He unleashed everything. The shield screamed. The ground vanished in white light. For 1 second I could not dodge, could not think, could not breathe. Then the XP messages became a waterfall. Damage taken. +1 XP. Muscle contraction. +1 XP. Pain response. +1 XP. Heartbeat spike. +1 XP. Fear resisted. +1 XP. Step forward. +1 XP. I walked through the lightning. Not because I was stronger than it. Because every fraction of pain paid me. Every shock forced my body to react. Every reaction was an action. Every action pushed me closer to the next level. An overflow body did not care what level a normal human was supposed to stop at. Level 80. Level 81. Level 82. My bones felt like glass in a forge. I kept walking. Grant's face finally cracked. He tried to pull back, but he had poured too much mana into the attack. His lightning was a river, and I was walking upstream with my teeth clenched and a stupid smile on my face. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. I reached him. I put one smoking hand on his shoulder. +1 XP. My turn, I whispered. +1 XP. Then I collapsed. Not dramatic, not heroic. My legs simply resigned. The shield dropped, the instructor tackled Grant and pinned his arms. Harper's fire wrapped around the remaining lightning and crushed it. Owen caught me before my head hit the ground. Grant was dragged away, screaming that I had cheated. Security crystals showed everything. He had used lethal force in a training duel. No amount of talent could hide that. He was removed from the academy and taken by the guards before sunset. I woke up in the infirmary with bandages on both arms, Owen asleep in a chair, and Harper standing by the window. She looked at me without smiling. That was idiotic. It worked. +1 XP. You almost died. Almost is where my build shines. +1 XP. She stared at me for a long moment. Then she laughed once, sharp and unwilling. You are the most terrifying F-rank I have ever met. Give me time, I said. I'll become the most terrifying breakfast eater too. +1 XP. Owen woke up and immediately said, please stop flirting while injured. It makes the room weird. I threw a pillow at him. +1 XP. The Grant duel changed everything. Not because I beat him. Technically, I passed out. People argued about whether it was a win, a draw, or the dumbest survival demonstration ever recorded. It changed everything because the Academy healers measured my body after the duel. My level was hidden because skills protected personal details, but my physical output was not. Grip strength beyond my level bracket. Reaction speed beyond my level bracket. Mana resistance beyond my rank. Growth rate unknown. Unknown is a beautiful word when spoken by frightened experts. Guild scouts began watching from the arena balcony. Students stopped calling me useless where I could hear. Some stopped calling me useless at all. Harper asked to spar with me privately. Owen started dragging me to proper sword drills because, in his words, it would be tragic if you became a monster while still swinging sticks like a raccoon with confidence. He was right. So I learned swords. Badly at first. Very badly. The sword was honest, I hated that. A stick forgave nonsense. A rope rewarded creativity. A lunch tray believed in me. A sword demanded clean lines, balance, edge control, respect. I dropped it on my foot 7 times. +1 XP each time. Owen looked like he wanted to retire from friendship. But the sword also gave me new actions. Draw, angle, cut, recover, turn wrist, shift, grip, step, breathe, focus. At level 90, I unlocked split intent. My body could perform trained micro-actions without stealing all of my attention. That meant I could fight while my fingers tapped hidden rhythms. I could run while controlling breath patterns. I could dodge while counting enemy heartbeats. I could cook 3 dishes while practicing footwork, which led to a small kitchen fire, which led to Harper banning me from cooking near curtains. Fair. At level 100, something broke. Not in a bad way. The level message appeared, then flickered. Normal cap reached. Overflow body active. Cap exceeded. Level 101. The air around me bent. Just a little. I had been standing in my room, balancing on one foot, tapping fingers, breathing in counts, rotating a spoon on a string, and reading a monster anatomy book with my toes holding the pages open. A normal evening. The moment I crossed the cap, every motion left a faint silver trail. I blinked and the blink made a small wind. I snapped my fingers and the sound cracked the window. I took 1 step and the floorboard broke. I stared down. +1 XP. Oops, I whispered. +1 XP. World had a rule. Level 100 was the mortal cap unless a person evolved through rare dungeon blessings or divine artifacts. I had stepped over it in socks. The next day, I did not tell anyone. I wore weighted clothes, moved slowly, and pretended the world had not become fragile. That lasted 6 hours. A dungeon break opened downtown during lunch. The sky tore above a busy street, spilling black mist and spider-like monsters onto cars, signs, and screaming crowds. Academy alarms shrieked. Instructors moved first. S-ranks were ordered to support. Students ran toward shelter. I ran toward the break. +1 XP. Owen caught up beside me, sword aura already burning. You are not going alone. I was not going alone, I said. I was going fast. +1 XP. Harper landed ahead of us in a burst of flame, coat snapping in the heat. Civilians first, she said. No argument, no drama. We moved. The spider monsters were fast, but they moved like hanging puppets, all legs and hunger. They attacked in swarms, shooting sticky threads that hardened into black cords. Perfect. Threads meant lines. Lines meant angles. Angles meant playground. I jumped onto a car roof. +1 XP. A spider spat thread. I caught it with my left hand and let it wrap my wrist. +1 XP. Owen shouted, "Why would you catch that?" I yanked. +1 XP. The spider flew toward me. I stepped aside and let Harper's flame dragon swallow it midair. +1 XP. Because free rope, I said. +1 XP. 3 more spiders spat threads. I caught 2, dodged one, wrapped the caught lines around a street lamp and sprinted in a circle. My steps blurred. The threads tightened, pulling the spiders together like ugly balloons. Harper blasted them. Owen cut the survivors. I kept running. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. The bus tilted on the edge of a cracked overpass with people trapped inside. A spider queen crawled below it, belly glowing with eggs. Instructors were busy holding the main swarm. Harper saw the bus and launched upward, but the queen spat a net of black thread that forced her back. Owen cut through one side, but more threads replaced it. I looked at the bus, at the queen, at the overpass, at the streetlights, at my own hands. I have a terrible idea, I said. Owen groaned, "Can you ever have a good one? Good ideas are expensive, terrible ideas are free." +1 XP. I grabbed 4 spider threads, tied them around my waist, and jumped off the overpass. For a moment, I fell straight toward the queen. +1 XP. Fear resisted. +1 XP. Wind pressure. +1 XP. At the last second, I kicked the side of a building and swung under the bus like a pendulum. The threads tightened behind me. Spiders screamed as their own lines dragged them off balance. I reached the bus, punched through a window, and grabbed the frame. +1 XP. The bus slipped. My shoulder nearly tore out. +1 XP. Level 108. I laughed because pain had become an investor. I planted both feet on the bus side and pushed upward. The bus stopped falling. People inside screamed louder, which was fair. Below, the queen opened its mouth. Harper's fire gathered above it, but the black net blocked her again. I could not hold the bus and fight. So I made the queen fight itself. I let go with one hand, grabbed a spider thread still stuck to my wrist, and flicked it into the bus wheel. +1 XP. Then I kicked the wheel. +1 XP. Wheel spun. The thread wound around the axle, pulling tight from the queen's own web. The queen tried to retreat, but its web connected to the overpass, the streetlights, the bus, and me. I pulled once. +1 XP. The whole web shifted. The black net above the queen peeled open like a curtain. Harper dropped through it with both fists blazing. Her fire dragon became a meteor. The queen vanished in red light. The shockwave blasted me through the bus window. +1 XP. I landed in the aisle between 2 terrified civilians, upside down, with one leg caught in a seat handle. A child stared at me. I waved. +1 XP. Please exit calmly, I said. +1 XP. Owen cut the bus doors open. Harper held the overpass together with fire-melted braces. The instructors cleared the last swarm. When the gate closed, the street looked like a monster had tried to knit a sweater out of traffic. News drones had recorded everything. By evening, the city had a new favorite clip. The F-rank who used spider web like a grappling hook stopped a bus from falling and got blasted through a window like it was part of the plan. It was not part of the plan. But I smiled in the clip, so nobody knew. That night, while everyone celebrated the rescue, a message arrived through Owen. Grant had escaped transport. Of course he had. Some people take consequences as lessons. Grant took them as dares. For 2 weeks, he vanished. During those 2 weeks, I trained like someone was coming to stab me in the dark, because someone probably was. I did not stop helping with gates. I did not stop sparring. I did not stop being annoying. But every routine became combat ready. I practiced brushing my teeth with a dagger handle. I slept with bells hanging near the window. I learned to wake up on the first wrong sound. I trained in alleys, rooftops, stairwells, kitchens, and once inside a laundromat because the spinning machines helped me practice reading rotating motion. At level 120, I unlocked Action Echo. A perfectly repeated motion could leave a brief afterimage that carried a fraction of force. That was when things became unfair. I could jab once and make it feel like 2 hits. Step once and leave a false position. Swing a sword and create a delayed second cut. The afterimages were weak, but weakness had never bothered me. Weak things become terrifying when they arrive in swarms. Owen helped me test it. He swung his aura sword at me in the private arena. I dodged left, then my action echo flickered right. His sword cut the echo. I tapped his shoulder from behind. +1 XP. He stared at the empty spot he had attacked. I hate your skill. It loves you. +1 XP. Harper tested it next. Her flames filled the arena. I moved through heat bursts, leaving echoes in the fire. The echoes popped like sparks, confusing the flame currents for tiny fractions of a second. Tiny fractions were all I needed. I reached her blind side and held a rubber practice knife near her ribs. She looked at it, then at me. Where did you get that? Breakfast. That explains nothing. It explains the handle smell. +1 XP. She laughed despite herself, then punched me into the wall with a fire burst. +1 XP. Fair. The attack came 3 nights later. I was walking home through the old train district, the part of the city where broken tracks cut between warehouses and mana lamps flickered like tired stars. I knew Grant would choose somewhere like that. He wanted shadows, metal, and no witnesses. So I brought witnesses. Not people. People can be hurt. I brought cheap recording crystals, 12 of them, hidden in gutters, on rooftops, inside a cracked vending machine, and one inside the eye socket of a broken billboard mascot. I had spent 2 nights placing them, while pretending to do balance training. I also wore rubber-lined shoes, carried chalk dust, packed 3 smoke pellets, tied fishing line between 2 abandoned signal posts, and placed a rubber duck on the tracks. The duck was not tactical. It was tradition. Grant stepped out of the darkness when I reached the center of the tracks. His lightning was different now, not bright gold, darker with purple edges. He looked thinner, meaner, and too calm. You ruined me, he said. +1 XP. I stopped 10 feet from the fishing line. You tried to kill me in front of everyone. +1 XP. You made me look weak. You did that part solo. +1 XP. His lightning snapped outward, frying the nearest mana lamp. Still joking. Still standing. +1 XP. He attacked. Dark lightning tore across the tracks, using the metal rails to spread. I jumped before it hit, kicked off a signal post, and threw chalk dust into the air. +1 XP. Lightning illuminated every particle. For 1 second, I could see the shape of the current, like a glowing river. I landed between branches and rolled. +1 XP. Grant rushed me faster than before. He had leveled 2, probably in illegal dungeons, probably by doing ugly things to desperate people. His punch carried electricity dense enough to melt stone. I let it graze my shoulder. +1 XP. My arm went numb. +1 XP. I smiled. +1 XP. He flinched at the smile because he remembered the duel. Good. Fear is useful when it belongs to someone else. He overcorrected, firing wide to keep me away. I dropped a smoke pellet. +1 XP. The smoke exploded around us. Grant laughed and filled it with lightning. That was what I wanted. Electricity and smoke showed gaps. I moved through them, action echoes splitting off from me like silver ghosts. Grant struck an echo, then another, then another. Each miss made him angrier. Each angry strike hit more metal. The rails hummed. The fishing line tightened. The rubber duck squeaked as the vibration reached it. Grant looked down for half a second. Half a second is a kingdom. I slid under his next punch, hooked his ankle with the fishing line, and kicked the signal post. +1 XP. The line snapped tight. Grant stumbled. His lightning surged instinctively into the nearest conductor, the old rail beneath him. I clapped both hands onto the rubber duck. +1 XP. The duck was sitting on an insulation pad, connected to a loop of copper wire I had hidden under the dust. When Grant's lightning flooded the rail, the loop redirected a piece of it into the broken signal system. Every red light in the train district turned on at once. So did every recording crystal. So did the old warning siren. Grant froze in a circle of red light, dark lightning around his fists, facing 12 crystals that had captured him attacking me first. Then the guards arrived, because Owen had been waiting 3 blocks away with a signal receiver and absolutely no patience. Grant tried to run. Harper dropped from the roof in a pillar of fire and landed in front of him. Owen stepped out behind him with silver aura drawn. I stood up, dusted off my jacket, and picked up the rubber duck. +1 XP. Grant looked at me like I had cheated reality. You planned all of this. I squeezed the duck. It squeaked. +1 XP. No, I said, I planned 8 versions. You chose the funniest one. +1 XP. Grant was taken away again, this time in chains that absorbed mana and under enough guard that even he could understand the hint. I did not feel triumphant watching him go. I felt relieved. Then I felt hungry. +1 XP. The next morning, the city finally stopped calling me F-rank like it was an insult. They started calling me the +1 hunter. I hated it immediately. Owen loved it so much he bought a shirt. Harper pretended not to laugh and failed every time she saw it. Fame is another kind of dungeon. It has cameras instead of goblins, rumors instead of traps, and the boss monster is your own ego wearing expensive shoes. I did not have time for it. The black gates were appearing. Normal gates were blue, higher gates turned violet or red, black gates were different. They did not pulse, they did not leak, they opened like wounds and stayed silent. Monsters inside did not rush out at first. They waited. That was worse. The first black gate appeared over the ruins of an old amusement park outside the city. 5 teams entered, 2 returned. Survivors spoke of floating platforms, endless stairs, nights made of glass, and a tower that rearranged itself around sound. The guilds named it the Mirror Spire. I named it Free XP with stairs. The raid council wanted S-ranks only. Harper was chosen. Owen was chosen. I was not. I expected that. I had no official high rank, no guild badge, no clean category. My measured ability was terrifying, but institutions liked labels more than facts. They saw F-rank on my awakening record and got nervous. So I entered the gate anyway. Not by sneaking past the guards, that would be rude and obvious. I joined the supply caravan, carried boxes, checked ropes, counted potions, repaired straps, and walked through the gate while everyone assumed someone else had approved me. +1 XP. Bureaucracy had nothing to do with it. People just do not look closely at the person carrying heavy things. The Mirror Spire stood in a sky with no sun. It rose from a lake of black glass, a tower made of floating floors and silver bridges, each surface reflecting a slightly delayed version of reality. When I lifted my hand, my reflection lifted its hand half a second later. My skill chimed. +1 XP. Then my reflection's chime echoed. Not real XP, but close enough to make my skin prickle. The raid party gathered on the first platform. Harper's flames burned low because too much light made the mirrors flare. Owen's sword aura looked strange here, broken into dozens of silver lines. The other S-ranks whispered to each other and pretended not to stare when they noticed me among the supplies. Harper walked over. Jason, +1 XP. Harper, +1 XP. You were not selected. I selected myself. +1 XP. Owen appeared behind her, saw me, and closed his eyes like his soul had left early to avoid stress. I knew it, he said. I told myself maybe he will make a responsible choice. Then I remembered who I was talking about. Responsibility is just recklessness with witnesses. +1 XP. Harper rubbed her forehead. Stay close. No promises. Jason. Small promise. +1 XP. The first floor attacked with reflections. Every raider had to fight a mirrored version of themselves, delayed by half a second but perfectly copying their skills. Harper fought a silver-fired dragon. Owen crossed blades with his own aura. The other S-ranks struggled because fighting yourself sounds simple until yourself knows all your favorite openings. My reflection appeared last. It looked like me but smoother, its eyes blank, its movements copied from mine. It raised a hand. I raised a hand. +1 XP. It raised a hand half a second later. I lowered mine's. +1 XP. It lowered half a second later. I grinned. This was not a fight. This was a metronome. I started moving. Slow, fast, stop, tap, spin, duck, clap, kneel, jump, finger flick, shoulder roll, fake stumble, real stumble, recover. plus 1 XP, plus 1 XP, plus 1 XP. My reflection copied everything half a second late, but every delay created a gap. I attacked the gap. It tried to attack my last position. I was already 3 actions ahead. Then I used action echo. My echo appeared where I had been. The reflection copied the echo, which created a delayed echo of a delayed fake. The mirror creature hesitated. That was apparently illegal in mirror language. Its body cracked. I stepped forward and flicked its forehead. Plus 1 XP. It shattered. Floor 1 clear. The raiders stared at me. I shrugged. Plus 1 XP. I am very annoying to copy. Plus 1 XP. Floor 2 had glass knights with shields that reflected attacks. Harper's first flame blast bounced back and nearly roasted the team. Owen's aura cuts ricocheted into the floor. The knights marched in silence, shields raised, spears pointed forward. Direct attacks failed, so I used indirect stupidity. I picked up a loose mirror shard and looked at my reflection. Plus 1 XP. My reflection looked back. I winked. Plus 1 XP. Then I angled the shard toward one knight's shield, reflecting another knight's reflection into it. The knight froze. Monsters built from reflection apparently hated seeing themselves reflected through another reflection. It was like making a snake bite its own tail while explaining tax math, except with more stabbing. The 2 knights turned toward each other. I tilted the shard again. Plus 1 XP. Their shields flashed, both spears struck at the false angle. They stabbed each other through the chest. The team went quiet. Harper's fire dimmed. Can you do that to all of them? I looked at the 20 remaining knights. Plus 1 XP. Not if they learned. The knights turned toward me all at once. They learned, Owen said. I ran. Plus 1 XP. The platform became chaos. I sprinted between glass pillars, bouncing reflections from shard to shield to floor to ceiling. Knights stabbed at false me, real me, echo me, and one unfortunate reflection of Owen's left shoe. Harper used tiny fire bursts, not to attack, but to create flashes for my mirror angles. Owen sliced pillars at my signal, dropping reflective panels exactly where I needed them. For the first time, we moved like a real party. Harper supplied power. Owen supplied cuts. I supplied nonsense with consequences. The last 5 knights formed a circle, shields outward. I jumped onto Owen's shoulder. Plus 1 XP. He shouted warning next time. Next time. Plus 1 XP. I kicked off him, flew above the knights, and threw 6 mirror shards downward. Plus 1 XP. Harper ignited them midair. The shards became falling stars. Each reflected the knights from above, below, and behind. The circle collapsed as every knight stabbed toward a different lie. They shattered each other. Floor 2 clear. Level 136. The raid leader, who did not have a name worth carrying, walked up to me and said, "How did an F rank develop mirror counter-tactics?" I held up the shard. Plus 1 XP. I own a bathroom. Plus 1 XP. Floor 3 was worse. No monsters. Just stairs. Endless white stairs spiraling upward through the tower, each step making the body heavier. The first 100 steps felt normal. The next 100 felt like ankle weights. By 500, even S ranks were sweating. By 1,000, 3 raiders turned back. I almost cried from happiness. Stairs were actions with architecture. Step, plus 1 XP. Step, plus 1 XP. Breath, plus 1 XP. Adjust balance, plus 1 XP. The tower increased gravity to break us. Gravity gave every movement more value. By step 2,000, I was panting, laughing, and leveling. Owen looked over with sweat dripping off his chin. Why are you smiling? This place is paying me to use legs. Plus 1 XP. Harper groaned. I hate that I understand you now. At step 3,000, the stairs began cracking behind us. The tower was not reacting to me, not personally. It was just part of the floor challenge. Slow climbers fell. Fast climbers survived. Unfortunately, one injured raider slipped. Nobody near him could reach in time. I could. Not because I was closer. Because I had learned to spend motion like coins. Micro step burst. Plus 1 XP. Action echo. Plus 1 XP. Kick off stair edge. Plus 1 XP. I crossed 20 steps in a blink, grabbed his wrist, and felt my shoulder tear. Plus 1 XP. The cracked stairs fell below us into white mist. I swung the injured raider upward. Owen caught him. Harper blasted fire into the air behind me, giving me heat lift just as I kicked off a falling stair shard. Plus 1 XP. I landed on the next step and rolled. Plus 1 XP. Level 140. The injured raider stared at me like I had grown a second head. You saved me. Do not make it weird, I said, wheezing. I also saved my combo. Plus 1 XP. The stairs ended at a silver door. Only 6 of us reached it. The moment the door opened, the tower showed us the boss. It was a giant mirror angel with 6 glass wings, a face like a blank mask, and a sword long enough to split a house. Around it floated reflections of every attack used in the raid. Harper's dragon flame. Owen's aura cuts. Grant's lightning. My echoes. Seeing Grant's lightning there made my stomach tighten. The mirror angel raised its sword. Every reflection fired at once. We scattered. Flames tore across the platform. Aura blades sliced pillars. Lightning crawled over the floor. My own action echoes sprinted at me from 3 directions, which was deeply rude. Harper blocked fire with fire. Owen parried aura with aura. The other raiders barely survived. I fought myself again, but this time the copies were faster. The tower had learned from floor 1. They did not mimic me with delay. They predicted. That was a problem. Predictable chaos is just a pattern with bad manners. I needed to become worse. So I stopped being clever. For 10 seconds, I moved like an idiot. I jumped left for no reason. Plus 1 XP. Threw my sword upward. Plus 1 XP. Spun on one heel. Plus 1 XP. Slapped my own cheek. Plus 1 XP. Caught the sword with my left hand. Plus 1 XP. Sneezed on purpose. Plus 1 XP. The copies hesitated. The angel's predictions stuttered. Good. Nobody can predict a man who weaponizes embarrassment. I dashed toward the angel. Its huge sword came down. I dodged, but the pressure slammed me into the floor. Plus 1 XP. Level 142. The angel lifted one wing. Harper's reflected dragon flame formed above it. I shouted Harper's small flame my left. Plus 1 XP. She did not ask why. She sent a tiny fire burst to my left. I used the heat to lift a handful of mirror dust, then kicked the dust into the path of the reflected dragon flame. Plus 1 XP. The dust scattered the reflection, breaking the dragon into dozens of tiny fire snakes. Owen cut through them, turning them into sparks. The angel tilted its head. I think it was confused. Excellent. Confusion was the first honest emotion any boss ever showed me. The fight became a storm. Harper blasted wings, Owen cut joints. I ran between attacks, using mirror shards as stepping stones, reflection angles as traps, and my own echoes as bait. Every time the angel copied us, I made the copy hit another copy. Fire swallowed lightning, aura split fire, echoes dragged sword arcs into empty air. The angel adapted every few seconds. So I changed every second. At level 145, action chain evolved. 1,000-fold chain. Every 1,000 unique actions in combat grants a burst of temporary acceleration. I read the message while sliding under a sword slash. Plus 1 XP. My grin came back. I had been saving unique actions my whole life like coins in a jar. Now the jar exploded. I touched the floor with 2 fingers. Plus 1 XP. Spun the sword reverse grip. Plus 1 XP. Exhaled through my teeth. Plus 1 XP. Tapped left heel, right heel, toe, knuckle, elbow, shoulder, blade flat, blade edge, hair flick, knee shift. Plus 1 XP. Plus 1 XP. Plus 1 XP. The burst triggered. The world slowed. Harper's flames became red ribbons. Owen's aura became silver rain. The angel's sword descended 1 inch at a time. I ran up the flat of the blade. Plus 1 XP. Each step struck glass. Plus 1 XP. The angel's blank face filled my vision. I raised my sword. Then I threw it away. Plus 1 XP. The angel's prediction followed the sword. I punched the face instead. plus 1 XP. With level 145 strength, acceleration burst, and every ounce of spite from Awakening Day. The mask cracked. Harper's fire dragon entered through the crack. Owen's sword aura followed. The angel screamed without a mouth, its wings shattered, the whole tower shook. The boss fell backward into the black glass lake below, dragging half the platform with it. The gate core appeared above us, a diamond of silver light. Normally, the strongest attacker claimed the core. Harper looked at me. Owen looked at me. The other raiders looked anywhere else because their pride was injured. I reached for the core. Plus 1 XP. The core touched my palm. Clear reward acquired. Mirror step. For 1 second, I saw every reflection around me as a possible foothold. Then the tower began collapsing. Of course it did. Dungeons never learn to end politely. The platforms broke apart. The lake rose like liquid night. The exit gate opened far below, across a falling bridge of mirror shards. I grabbed Harper's wrist with one hand and Owen's hoodie with the other. Plus 1 XP. Trust me, I said. Plus 1 XP. Owen shouted, that phrase has never helped me. I jumped. Mirror step activated. My foot landed on a reflection of a platform instead of the platform itself. Plus 1 XP. The reflection cracked but held long enough. I jumped again, dragging them with me. Harper used fire bursts to steer us. Owen cut falling debris. I used every mirror surface as a temporary floor. Shield fragments, sword shards, droplets of black glass, even the reflection in Harper's eye for one terrifying half-step that made all three of us scream. We hit the exit gate sideways and rolled into the real world. Plus 1 XP. The mirror spire closed behind us. The amusement park ruins were silent. Then every surviving raider started shouting. I lay on my back under the gray sky, laughing until my ribs hurt. Plus 1 XP. The black gate was cleared. The city called it a miracle. The guilds called it a strategic breakthrough. Owen called it the reason my hair is going gray at 19. Harper said nothing for a long time. Then she sat beside me on the cracked pavement and looked at the closing gate. You are not F rank, she said. I watched the last black spark vanish. Yes, I am. Plus 1 XP. No. The crystal said so. The crystal was wrong. I smiled. Plus 1 XP. No, I said, the crystal was honest. Everyone else was lazy. After the mirror spire, nobody could ignore me. That was inconvenient. Guilds sent invitations, sponsors sent gifts, reporters hid outside the academy, strangers shouted plus 1 hunter from across the street, and every time they did, my eye twitched. Plus 1 XP. The biggest guilds wanted me to join them. I refused all of them. Not because I hated guilds. Because I had seen what happened when strong people got comfortable in big chairs. They started thinking power was a throne instead of a tool. I wanted movement, gates, dungeons, problems, dumb plans, stairs. Especially stairs. There was another reason. Black gates were increasing. Mirror Spire had not been the last. 3 more appeared across the region within a month. One swallowed a factory. One hovered above a lake. One opened under a subway line and forced half the city to evacuate. Each one was different. Each one was deadly. Each one paid beautifully. I cleared the factory gate with Harper and Owen by turning assembly belts into monster launchers. The boss was a furnace golem that grew stronger by eating flames, so Harper hated it immediately. I solved it by feeding the golem thousands of tiny sparks from broken machines until it overfilled and burped molten metal for 6 straight minutes. Then Owen cut its knees while I rode its shoulder and hammered the cooling vents with a wrench. Plus 1 XP. Plus 1 XP. Plus 1 XP. Lake Gate held invisible eels that attacked through ripples. I learned to read water by skipping stones. Every skip was an action. Every ripple was a map. I baited the Eel King into chasing my reflection, then mirror stepped across the lake surface and punched it from above. Harper boiled the water around it. Owen complained that his boots were wet. I gained 3 levels from treading water angrily. Plus 1 XP. The subway gate was my favorite and Owen's nightmare. Monsters were sound bats that attacked anything loud. The whole raid had to be silent. Harper could not use explosive flames. Owen could not shout warnings. I could not make jokes. Terrible design. So I weaponized quiet. I tapped messages through the rails. I used breath timing to guide the team. I threw coins to make tiny sounds in distant tunnels, luring bats into clusters. I fought with cloth-wrapped sticks, soft steps, and action echoes that moved without sound. At the end, the Bat Queen hung from the ceiling, listening for heartbeats. Everyone froze. I slowed my breathing. +1 XP. Slowed my pulse. +1 XP. Then I threw Owen's snack bar into a tunnel. The wrapper crinkled. The Bat Queen screamed and dove after it. Harper's silent blue flame burned through its wings. Owen stared at me in betrayal. I whispered the snack died a hero. +1 XP. By the time the third black gate closed, I was level 180. I had stopped asking what a normal limit was. Normal had never done anything for me. My body had become something strange. I could sprint up walls for a few steps. I could catch arrows if I saw them coming. I could fall from a rooftop and turn the landing into a chain of rolls, taps, and rebounds that fed me more than it hurt. My action echoes could now carry enough force to shove enemies. Mirror Step let me bounce off reflections, polished metal, water, glass, and once Owen's shiny sword blade, which he claimed was disrespectful. He was right. I did it again anyway. But power attracts people who think stealing is easier than climbing. The first group came after me near the market. They were hunters who had lost their guild positions after trying to rob weaker awakened. They thought fame meant I carried rare items. They did not know I spent most of my money on weights, training tools, food, and replacement floorboards. They surrounded me in a parking garage. I looked at the concrete pillars, parked cars, oil stains, overhead pipes, and security crystal above the elevator. Perfect. Their leader demanded my dungeon rewards. I raised both hands. +1 XP. You really want to attack me? I asked. +1 XP. He grinned. There are 5 of us. That is what makes it generous. +1 XP. They attacked together. I stepped backward into an oil stain, slid under a hammer swing, and kicked the hammer into a pipe. +1 XP. Steam exploded. The second attacker charged through it, blind. I put a traffic cone on his head. +1 XP. He panicked and punched his friend. The third tried to bind me with roots from the concrete, but I had already noticed the cracks where the roots could grow. I danced between them, letting each root lift my foot a little higher, turning his trap into stairs. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. I reached him, tapped his forehead, and mirror stepped off the reflection in his terrified eyes to appear behind the leader. He screamed. I whispered boo. +1 XP. He fired a mana blast at point-blank range. I ducked. The blast hit the security crystal. The crystal flared, recording everything in bright blue. He realized too late. I smiled. +1 XP. When guards arrived, all 5 robbers were hanging upside down from overhead pipes by their own belts, spinning slowly while I sat on a car hood eating fries. Owen asked later why I had fries in a fight. I told him preparedness was important. +1 XP. The second group tried to ambush Harper to get to me. That was a terrible decision. Not because Harper needed help. Because Harper did not enjoy being used as bait. By the time I arrived, half the alley was melted, and the attackers were trapped inside a ring of harmless but humiliating pink flame. Harper stood in the center, arms crossed. I left one for you, she said. The last attacker trembled. I looked at him. He looked at me. I looked at Harper. Do I have to? +1 XP. She raised an eyebrow. I sighed, walked over, and flicked the attacker's forehead gently enough not to injure him, but hard enough that he fainted from fear. +1 XP. Harper stared. Was that necessary? No, I said, that is why it was art. +1 XP. The third group never got to attack. I found them first because one of them was very bad at following people. He wore sunglasses at night and hid behind a tree with no leaves. I led them through the city for 3 hours, taking the longest route possible, climbing stairs, crossing bridges, entering stores, leaving stores, buying gum, stretching, tying my shoes, untying them, tying them again. Making them follow every useless action while I gained XP the entire time. By the end, they were exhausted. I stopped outside a guard station. +1 XP. Turned around. +1 XP. You ready? Plus 1 XP. They looked at the guard station behind me and ran. I chased them just long enough to herd them straight into Harper, who had been waiting with Owen and a very disappointed expression. Owen asked, "Did you make criminals do cardio?" "Community health matters." Plus 1 XP. The guards took them away. I leveled from the walk. Everyone won except the criminals. That kind of thing became my pattern. Evil people expected power to be direct. They expected a punch, a beam, a giant spell, a dramatic duel in the rain. I gave them wet floors, rubber ducks, security crystals, reflected light, snack wrappers, loose shoelaces, and the terrible realization that attacking me meant entering a game where I had already counted the tiles. But while I was humiliating criminals and clearing gates, something bigger was moving. The largest black gate yet opened above the ocean, just beyond the city harbor. It did not look like a wound. It looked like a door. A massive circular gate of black stone floated above the water, surrounded by rings of blue fire. Ships could not approach it. Aircraft lost power nearby. Monsters did not come out. Instead, the gate projected a path of floating platforms toward the sky. At the top, far beyond the clouds, waited a fortress shaped like a broken moon. The guilds named it the Lunar Citadel. I named it Stairs with extra drama. Only the strongest raiders were invited. This time, nobody tried to keep me out. They were too scared I would find a worse way in. Before the raid, I stood on the harbor watching the floating path sway over the ocean. Waves crashed below. The air smelled like salt and mana. Reporters shouted from behind the barrier. S-ranks checked weapons. Ships waited with rescue teams. The whole city had gathered to watch. Owen stood beside me, rolling his shoulders. "Just once," he said, "I want a gate to be a normal cave with normal monsters and normal floors. Normal floors are cowards." Plus 1 XP. Harper stepped up on my other side, flames tucked beneath her skin like banked coals. "This one feels different." I nodded. It did. Mana coming from the gate pressed against my teeth. The platforms overhead reflected no sunlight. The fortress above was too far away, but I could feel it watching without eyes. For once, I did not joke immediately. That made Owen nervous. "Jason." Plus 1 XP. I tightened my gloves. Plus 1 XP. "I am thinking. That is worse." "Maybe." Plus 1 XP. The raid began at noon. We climbed the floating platforms while ocean wind tried to peel us off the sky. Monsters appeared on the third platform, pale swordsmen with crescent masks and blades made of moonlight. They moved in elegant patterns, too smooth and too quiet. They were strong. That was their problem. Strong enemies trust the strength of their own movements. I watched one step. Plus 1 XP. Watched another. Plus 1 XP. Their sword style relied on perfect arcs, beautiful arcs, predictable arcs. I ruined them. I threw a handful of ball bearings across the platform. Plus 1 XP. The first swordsman stepped on one, slid half an inch, and its perfect moonlit slash became a very confused diagonal flop. Owen cut it through the mask. The second adjusted, jumping instead of stepping. I used mirror step off a polished blade, appeared above it, and kicked its head into Harper's fire. Plus 1 XP. The third tried to ignore me and rush the backline. I flicked a ball bearing into its knee joint. Plus 1 XP. It stumbled into another swordsman. They both fell. Owen looked at the ball bearings. "Are those from my training bag?" "Our training bag." "That means yes." Plus 1 XP. The platforms rose higher, wind became thinner, gravity shifted sideways at random, turning every step into a small argument with the sky. Other raiders slowed down. I sped up. Sideways gravity meant more balance corrections. More balance corrections meant more actions. More actions meant the sky was paying rent. At the halfway point, a moon whale made of stone and mist rose from the clouds below. It was larger than a building, with lantern eyes and a mouth full of floating teeth. It sang once, and half the raid party dropped to their knees as the sound dragged memories out of them. I felt it too, awakening day, the gray crystal laughter, Grant's smile, the feeling of being measured and thrown away. My knees bent. Plus 1 XP. Fear. Plus 1 XP. Anger. Plus 1 XP. Step forward. Plus 1 XP. I looked at the moon whale and laughed. Plus 1 XP. Bad song, I said. Plus 1 XP. Then I started clapping off beat. Plus 1 XP. Plus 1 XP. Plus 1 XP. The whale's song was a pattern, a massive, beautiful, soul-crushing pattern. I had spent months becoming a pattern's worst nightmare. I clapped wrong, stepped wrong, breathed wrong, tapped my teeth together in crooked rhythm. Owen caught on and struck his sword against the platform in a counterbeat. Harper added tiny fire pops like drums. The whale's song warped. Raiders began standing. The whale descended, angry now, mouth opening wide enough to swallow the platform. I sprinted toward it. Owen shouted, "Of course." Plus 1 XP. I jumped into the open mouth. The world became moonlight and teeth. I landed on the whale's tongue, which was a bridge of pale stone covered in glowing runes. Plus 1 XP. The whale tried to swallow. I ran deeper. Plus 1 XP. Its throat became a tunnel, gravity shifted, runes flashed under my feet. Every pulse of its song came from deeper inside, from a crystal heart suspended in mist. I reached the heart and found dozens of small moon mirrors orbiting it. Reflections. My favorite crime scene. I used mirror step from one mirror to the next, circling the heart faster and faster. Plus 1 XP. The whale's own song chased me through the mirrors, echoing, multiplying, tangling with itself. I tapped each mirror as I passed. Plus 1 XP. 100 taps. 200. 500. Thousandfold chain triggered. The world slowed. I drew my sword and cut not the heart, but the reflections around it, one after another, making the whale hear its own song backward. The crystal cracked. Outside, Harper's dragon flame struck the whale's forehead. Owen's aura cut split the crack. Inside, I punched the heart. Plus 1 XP. The whale sneezed me out. I flew across open sky, covered in glowing mist, screaming with absolutely no dignity. Plus 1 XP. Harper caught me with a fire burst that only burned my left sleeve a little. Owen caught my ankle and nearly got dragged off the platform. The moon whale dissolved into silver rain. I landed face first. Plus 1 XP. Owen stood over me. Did you just defeat a whale by giving it musical anxiety? I raised one thumb. Plus 1 XP. Art, I wheezed. Plus 1 XP. The lunar citadel waited above. Its gates opened as we approached, revealing a courtyard of black stone, white trees, and floating lanterns. It would have been beautiful if not for the hundreds of silent figures standing between us and the entrance. They looked human. They were not. Each one wore a crescent mask and held a different weapon. Some swords, some bows, some chains, some empty hands burning with cold light. At the far end of the courtyard stood the Citadel Lord. Silas. I did not know his name because someone announced it. He gave it himself, carved in light above his throne of moonstone, because some monsters have excellent dramatic instincts. He looked almost human, tall, pale, silver-haired, with eyes like black marbles. No crown, no armor, no bulky villain nonsense, just a long coat of shadow and a thin blade resting across his knees. When he looked at us, the air bowed. "Climbers," he said, his voice smooth enough to be a trap. "You reach my door, offer your strongest, and I may let the rest fall gently." Plus 1 XP. Owen whispered, "I dislike him already." Harper's flames rose. "We fight together." Silas smiled. The masked army moved. The courtyard exploded. Harper's fire dragon roared across the front line, burning masks into ash. Owen's sword aura carved silver paths through the swarm. Other S-ranks unleashed their skills, filling the courtyard with ice, stone, wind, and light. I disappeared into the mess. Not invisible. Just busy. I ducked under a spear. Plus 1 XP. Kicked a mask into another mask. Plus 1 XP. Stole a chain. Plus 1 XP. Wrapped it around a bowman's ankle. Plus 1 XP. Used the bowman as a spinning club. Plus 1 XP. Every enemy had a weapon. Every weapon was a tool waiting to be reassigned. I fought like a lost and found box possessed by a demon. A masked brute swung a hammer down. I stepped onto the hammerhead as it hit the ground, ran up the handle, slapped the brute's mask sideways, and mirror stepped off the reflection in the cracked crescent. Plus 1 XP. I appeared behind a chain fighter, tied his chain to the hammer, and let both enemies yank each other off balance. Plus 1 XP. Bowman fired moon arrows that curved around obstacles. I caught one with 2 fingers. Plus 1 XP. It burned through my glove. +1 XP. I threw it straight up. +1 XP. The arrow curved back toward the nearest living target. I ran through 7 enemies, letting the arrow chase my path. At the last second, I mirror stepped off Owen's sword flash and appeared on a wall. The arrow hit the 7 enemies in a perfect line. +1 XP. Owen yelled, "Stop using me as furniture. Stop being shiny." +1 XP. The courtyard thinned. Silas watched from the throne, amused. That was irritating. Bosses should be angry by now. Harper launched herself at him first. Her dragon flame became a spiral around her body, and she punched toward his face with enough heat to turn stone white. Silas lifted one finger. The moonlight bent. Harper's flame curved away and carved a trench through the courtyard instead. Owen attacked from the side. Silas flicked his blade without standing. A thin black line cut through Owen's aura and sent him skidding backward. The other raiders rushed him. Silas stood. He moved once. Everyone fell back. Not dead, not even badly wounded. Just perfectly countered, each attack redirected with insulting ease. He was not stronger in the usual way. He controlled direction. Force went where he wanted, fire bent, blades slipped, bodies lost balance, momentum betrayed its owner. I felt my grin fade. That was a bad matchup for everyone. Except maybe the idiot who got paid for correcting his balance. I walked forward. +1 XP. Silas looked at me for the first time with real interest. You are the small motion, he said. +1 XP. You are the tall problem, I said. +1 XP. His smile widened. He pointed his blade at me. The courtyard tilted. My body lurched sideways as gravity, momentum, and direction all stopped agreeing with each other. +1 XP. I adjusted. +1 XP. Tilt changed again. +1 XP. I adjusted again. Silas tilted his head. The force doubled. I staggered, laughed once, and started walking. Not straight. Straight was meaningless now. I walked in broken pieces. Toe, heel, knee, shoulder, hand, echo, mirror, step, breath, twist, slide. Every correction fed my skill. Every betrayal of physics gave me another action. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. Silas stopped smiling. Good. I loved that part. He slashed. The cut did not travel through air. It changed the direction of everything between us. Dust shot sideways. Loose stones flew upward. My own sword tried to leap out of my hand. I let it. +1 XP. The sword flew up, exactly where his direction field wanted it. I mirror stepped off its blade midair. +1 XP. Silas looked up too late. I dropped from above with both feet together and kicked him in the chest. +1 XP. He slid back one step. The entire raid gasped like I had moved a mountain. Silas touched his chest. Then he laughed. Wonderful. I landed and rolled. +1 XP. Do not encourage me. +1 XP. The real fight began. Silas moved like a calm nightmare. Every slash bent direction. Every step changed distance. Sometimes he was far, sometimes he was near. Sometimes my own punch curved away from him and hit the floor. Sometimes his blade missed me and still cut my sleeve because the space between us lied. I could not overpower him. So I made him work. That was the first rule of fighting someone elegant. Make them sweat in public. I attacked from stupid angles. I bounced off reflections in moonstone, blades, flames, and enemy masks. I sent action echoes left while rolling right. I threw broken weapons not to hit him, but to make him redirect them. I tossed dust, chains, arrows, stones, masks, in one bent lantern. Each object demanded a choice. Each choice slowed his rhythm. Harper saw it and joined without a word. She sent fire not at Silas, but around him, forcing his direction field to bend heat away from the team. Owen cut the ground near his feet, making loose plates for me to kick into the air. The other raiders recovered and attacked in pulses, not to finish him, but to crowd his control. For the first time, Silas took 2 steps back. Then 3. Then he opened his left hand. The courtyard froze. Every weapon, every spark, every stone, every raider's movement stopped midair. Except my heartbeat. +1 XP. Silas looked annoyed now. Enough. +1 XP. The frozen force snapped inward. Everyone was pulled toward him like the world had become a drain. Harper dug fire claws into the ground. Owen stabbed his sword into stone. I grabbed a chain wrapped around a fallen mask and let myself be pulled faster. Owen's eyes went wide. Jace, no. Too late. I turned the pull into speed. +1 XP. Fear resisted. +1 XP. Acceleration. +1 XP. I flew straight toward Silas. He expected me to attack. So I did not. I hugged him. +1 XP. For the first time, the Citadel Lord looked truly offended. What are you doing? +1 XP. Ruining your posture. +1 XP. I locked both arms around him and started tapping every finger against his back as fast as possible. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. It looked ridiculous. It was ridiculous. It also forced my body to perform hundreds of tiny actions, while his direction field tried to push me away from every angle. Each push required a correction. Each correction triggered more XP. My action echoes flickered around us, little silver arms grabbing, shifting, clinging. Silas tried to redirect me upward. I hooked a foot around his ankle. +1 XP. He tried to throw me left. I bounced off an echo and landed back on him. +1 XP. He tried to crush me with moon pressure. Pain. +1 XP. Pain. +1 XP. Pain. +1 XP. Level 190. Level 191. The frozen courtyard began moving again because Silas was spending too much focus on removing the idiot attached to him like a cursed backpack. Harper lifted both hands. Owen raised his sword. I looked over Silas's shoulder and grinned through blood. Now, I said, +1 XP. Harper's fire dragon and Owen's sword aura hit together. Silas bent the direction of both attacks away from his body. That was what he was supposed to do. That was why I had wrapped myself around him. The redirected fire and aura curved around Silas and slammed into the action echoes clinging to his back. Echoes were weak, but they carried my intent and a fraction of my position. The attack struck the echoes, bounced through mirror step reflections in the polished moonstone, and reappeared from the one angle Silas had not protected. Inside his own shadow. The combined strike erupted upward. Silas screamed. The throne shattered. The courtyard split from end to end. I was thrown across the stone, bounced twice, and landed in a white tree. +1 XP. The tree collapsed. +1 XP. I lay there blinking leaves out of my face. +1 XP. Silas stood in the ruined courtyard, coat torn, black eyes burning. A glowing crack ran from his shoulder to his ribs. He was not defeated, but he was injured. And worse, he was furious. He raised his blade with both hands. The broken moon fortress above us began to open. Not in response to me, not because I had broken some secret rule. This was his final weapon, the thing he had built the citadel around from the beginning. The lunar engine unfolded in the sky, rings of moonstone rotating around a core of cold light. The air trembled. The ocean far below pulled upward in silver streams. Every floating platform between the citadel and the sea began to crack. Silas wanted to drop the entire fortress into the harbor. No politics, no speeches, no hidden agenda that needed a lecture. Just a monster choosing to crush a city because he could not stand losing. That made things simple. Stop the engine. Do it fast, preferably while not dying. I fell out of the tree, landed badly, and stood up. +1 XP. Harper staggered beside me, flames flickering. Owen leaned on his sword, breathing hard. The other raiders were scattered across the courtyard, alive but barely. Silas pointed his blade at us. Fall, he said. Gravity vanished. Everyone lifted off the ground. Then the citadel flipped. The sky became the floor, the ocean became the ceiling. The lunar engine burned above and below at the same time. People screamed as they fell upward. I left. +1 XP. Not because it was funny. Because if I did not laugh, I would panic, and panic without direction is wasted energy. I kicked off a floating stone. +1 XP. Mirror step. +1 XP. Another stone. +1 XP. Action echo. +1 XP. The whole battlefield had become falling debris, shifting reflections, and broken gravity. In other words, my room on a larger budget. I moved through it. I grabbed Owen by the back of his hoodie and threw him toward a stable platform. +1 XP. I caught Harper's wrist and used her fire burst to slingshot both of us around a floating pillar. +1 XP. Silas chased us through the air, cutting paths of reverse direction. His slashes turned falling stones into bullets. I bounced between them, taking hits when I had to, using pain as fuel. Level 195. The engine's rings turned faster. Harper shouted over the wind, the core is shielded. Owen cut a flying stone in half. Can we break the rings? I looked at the engine. 3 rotating rings. Each ring reflected moonlight into the core. Reflection, rotation, rhythm. My favorite 3 crimes. Do not break them, I said. +1 XP. Harper stared, then what? I grinned. +1 XP. Make them dizzy. +1 XP. I launched myself toward the engine. Silas followed furious, blade cutting through debris behind me. Harper and Owen attacked from both sides, not trying to kill him, just forcing him to redirect enough force that he could not stop me cleanly. I reached the outer ring and landed on its spinning surface. +1 XP. It moved faster than any treadmill ever invented by a sadist. I ran with it. +1 XP. 1 step. +1 XP. 2. +1 XP. 10. 50. 100. My legs blurred, the ring tried to throw me into space. Every balance correction paid, every footfall paid, every breath paid. Thousandfold chain triggered once, then again as I varied each movement by tiny degrees. The world became a circle of light. I touched the ring with my left hand, then right, then elbow, then sword, then boot heel, creating tiny disruptions in the rotation. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. The outer ring wobbled. The core flickered. Silas realized what I was doing. He appeared ahead of me on the ring, blade raised. You cannot outrun the moon. +1 XP. I ran faster. Watch me make it awkward. +1 XP. He slashed. I dropped flat against the ring and let the spin carry me under the blade. +1 XP. Then I kicked upward, not at him, but at his wrist from below. +1 XP. His blade tilted 1 inch. Harper's flame struck that inch. Owen's aura struck the flame. The combined force did not hit Silas. It hit the ring at the exact wobble point I had created. The outer ring cracked. Moonlight spilled sideways. The engine screamed. I jumped to the middle ring. +1 XP. Silas followed, now bleeding black light from the crack in his chest. The middle ring rotated in the opposite direction. My body nearly tore apart, switching momentum. +1 XP. Level 198. My action echoes multiplied around me, each one running a slightly different rhythm. I used them as fake weights, making the ring adjust to forces that were not fully real. It wobbled faster than the first. Silas attacked with both hands, cutting away echoes, stones, and space itself. 1 slash caught my side. Pain exploded. +1 XP. I almost fell. Harper screamed my name. +1 XP. I caught the ring with 3 fingers. +1 XP. 3 fingers held me above an ocean upside down in the sky, while a moon engine tried to erase the harbor. Ridiculous. Cool. Terrible for my shoulder. +1 XP. I swung back up, planted both feet, and slammed my forehead into the ring. +1 XP. Why? Because it was a unique action, and I was 1 action away from the next acceleration burst. The burst triggered. I vanished from Silas's sight. Not truly vanished. Just moved faster than his anger could aim. I circled the middle ring 12 times, tapping the same wobble pattern from 12 different angles. Then I leapt away as Harper and Owen hit the weak point together. The middle ring shattered. The engine core dimmed. The citadel stopped falling for 1 second. 1 ring remained. The inner ring was small, close to the core, and spinning so fast it looked solid. Silas landed between me and it. He no longer looked elegant. He looked broken and bright and hateful. "You are nothing," he said. +1 XP. The words should have hurt. Maybe they did once. Now they sounded like awakening day, like laughter, like Grant, like every person who saw gray light and decided they understood my whole future. I wiped blood from my mouth. +1 XP. "I know," I said, "that is why I fit everywhere." +1 XP. Silas rushed me. No more refined direction control, no more smooth counters. He wanted me dead. Good. Evil people become easiest to trick when they stop caring how they look. I backed toward the core. He chased. Harper and Owen tried to intercept, but he bent their attacks away with brutal swings. His blade came for my throat. I ducked. +1 XP. His neck slash cut across my chest. +1 XP. I stumbled backward onto the inner ring. +1 XP. The speed tore me off my feet. Silas stepped after me, blade raised for the finish. That was his mistake. He thought the ring was terrain. For me, it was a partner. I stopped resisting the spin. +1 XP. My body became part of the circle. I slid around the core, one hand dragging along the ring, feet tapping, knees bending, spine twisting, breath chopping into tiny counted pieces. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. Silas tried to track me, but the core's light reflected me into 100 positions. Mirror step opened on every surface. Action echoes filled the circle. For one impossible second, there were dozens of me running around the moon. Silas slashed at one. Wronged. Another. Wronged. Another. Wronged. I appeared behind him, grabbed his long coat, and tied it to the ring with the chain I had stolen back in the courtyard. +1 XP. He looked down. Again. +1 XP. I kicked him in the back. +1 XP. The ring carried him forward. The chain yanked. His direction field flared instinctively, bending force away from his body. Exactly as before. But this time I had aimed him at the engine core. His own power redirected the ring's momentum into the core shield. The shield cracked. Harper saw it. Owen saw it. They both attacked. Fire Dragon. Sword Aura. I added the weakest attack of all. A finger flick. +1 XP. The flick hit the crack after Harper's fire and Owen's aura, timed exactly between their impacts. Not powerful, necessary, the tiny action that tells a mountain where to break. The core shattered. Moonlight burst outward. Silas screamed as the engine collapsed around him. The inner ring exploded. I was thrown into open sky with shards of silver fire burning around me. Level 200. The message arrived calmly, like I was not falling through pieces of a broken fortress. Passive upgrade acquired. Existence chain. Breathing, heartbeat, and conscious motion now generate linked XP during combat. I blinked. +1 XP. I left. +1 XP. Then I hit a falling platform hard enough to crack it. +1 XP. The lunar citadel broke apart above the ocean, but without the engine, it no longer fell as one giant weapon. It dissolved into moon dust and harmless stone rain, burning away before reaching the harbor. The gate core appeared where the engine had been, a black sphere wrapped in silver rings. Silas was still alive. Of course he was. He clung to a broken slab near the core, body cracked, eyes blazing. He reached for the reward with one trembling hand. I was too far. Harper was too far. Owen was too far. Silas smiled. Mind. +1 XP. I looked at the polished shards spinning beside me. Reflection. I looked at the blood on my glove. Motion. I looked at the distance. A suggestion. A mirror stepped off the shard, appeared on another shard, then another, chaining reflections so small they should not have held me. Each one cracked under my foot. Each one counted. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. Silas's fingers touched the core. I arrived upside down above him. I did not punch him. I tapped his hand aside with 2 fingers. +1 XP. The core missed him by an inch and floated into my palm. Clear reward acquired. Lunar vector. For one heartbeat, I understood direction not as a rule, but as a handle. Scylla stared at me with pure disbelief. How? +1 XP. I smiled. +1 XP. 1 inch at a time. +1 XP. Then I used lunar vector for the first time and changed the direction of his fall. Not down into the ocean. Not into the city. Sideways, straight through the closing gate's prison fold, where defeated dungeon lords were sealed until the core dissolved. It was not pretty, it was not merciful in the soft way. But it kept him from hurting anyone else. Scylla's vanished into silver darkness, screaming my name like he had earned the right to keep it. He had not. The gate collapsed. The sky cleared. I fell. For real this time. No platforms, no shards close enough, no clever tool waiting in my pocket. Just wind, ocean, and a body that had finally spent too much. And Harper caught me in a roaring pillar of fire, and Owen caught both of us with a sword or a bridge, and all three of us crashed into the deck of a rescue ship hard enough to make everyone nearby fall over. +1 XP. I lay on the deck, staring up at the blue sky. Harper was on one side, breathing hard. Owen was on the other, face pale, hair smoking slightly. For several seconds, nobody spoke. Then Owen whispered, "Never again." +1 XP. I turned my head. Which part? He covered his face, all parts, every part, the entire concept of you. +1 XP. Harper laughed, tired and quiet. The harbor erupted in cheers. The city had watched the fortress fall apart in the sky and vanish before it could crush them. Ships sounded horns, people cried, raiders lifted weapons, news drones circled like metal mosquitoes. I should have felt victorious. I did, but victory felt different than I expected. It was not a crown, it was not a throne, it was not everyone bowing and admitting they were wrong. It was lying on a rescue ship with cracked ribs, burned sleeves, two friends who were furious that I was alive, and a skill that chimed because I had the audacity to keep breathing. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. The rescue ship did not even reach the dock before the next problem crawled out of the smoke. Of course it did. Disasters never arrive alone. They travel in packs like wolves with worse timing. Harbor was still shaking from the lunar citadel breaking apart. Moon dust floated over the water like silver snow. Broken stone hissed as it touched the waves. Hunters were pulling people from damaged boats. Civilians were crying, cheering, praying, and filming at the same time because apparently the end of the world needed good angles. I was trying to sit up. +1 XP. My ribs said no. +1 XP. My lungs said absolutely not. +1 XP. My skill said thank you for your contribution. +1 XP. Harper shoved my shoulder back down with 2 fingers. Stay, she said. +1 XP. I stared at her fingers. Did you just command me like a dog? +1 XP. Owen leaned over me from the other side, still smoking at the edges. Dogs have survival instincts. You have a punch card for pain. Stay down. +1 XP. I wanted to argue, but arguing required breathing, and breathing had started to feel like swallowing glass. Still counted, though. +1 XP. +1 XP. +1 XP. That was the first time I realized existence chain was not just an upgrade. It was unfair. Before, my skill rewarded actions one by one, like a stingy vending machine that hated me personally. Now, during combat or danger, my body linked the small actions together. Breath fed heartbeat, heartbeat fed motion. Motion fed balance, balance fed thought, thought fed the next breath. A loop. A living combo. I was lying on a deck with cracked ribs, and my level bar was still crawling forward because I refused to die politely. The problem was that someone else noticed the black sphere in my hand. Lunar core had shrunk after the gate collapsed. It looked like a glass marble full of midnight, wrapped in thin silver lines that drifted under the surface. It was warm against my palm. Every few seconds, it tugged gently, as if trying to fall in a direction that did not exist yet. People stared at it the way hungry people stare at meat. Most of them were honest hunters. Most. I saw the first thief in a reflection on the deck. Not because I was alert, I was halfway to becoming furniture, but a puddle of seawater beside my head caught a sliver of movement. A man in a torn hunter jacket was walking too slowly, eyes fixed on my hand. 2 more moved behind him, pretending to help carry supplies. Another stood on the dock, watching the ramps. Their aura did not feel like panic. It felt like greed. +1 XP. I blinked once. +1 XP. Mirror step flickered in the puddle. Just a tiny reflection, barely enough for a finger. Enough. I let my hand relax, the core rolled half an inch across my palm. +1 XP. The thief's eyes sharpened. Greedy people are simple machines. Show them something shiny, make yourself look weak, let their own desire do the walking. I coughed. +1 XP. Not fake, very real, horrible sound. Harper glanced down, worried. I moved my eyes toward the dock. +1 XP. Her flames did not rise, she was too good for that. She only looked once, then looked away like nothing had happened. Owen noticed Harper noticing, and instantly put on his stupidest face, which was impressive because his normal face already auditioned for the role. Wow, Owen said loudly. Jace is completely helpless right now. Somebody could probably steal his lunch and he would level up from losing it. +1 XP. The thieves heard him. I almost smiled. +1 XP. Harper stepped away from me, pretending to help another injured hunter. Owen stretched and walked toward the opposite side of the deck, leaving a beautiful, ridiculous gap. The thief in the torn jacket took it. He lunged. Fast, professional, not S rank, but not weak. His hand shot toward the lunar core with a hooked dagger hidden under his sleeve. I did not sit up. I could not. I did something worse. I opened my fingers. +1 XP. The core dropped. The thief adjusted mid-lunge, reaching lower. And I used lunar vector on the falling marble. Not to send it away. To make down become sideways. The core rolled across empty air like it had found an invisible table. The thief's hand missed it, his dagger sliced through nothing, and all his momentum continued forward. His face hit the deck beside me with a sound like someone dropping a melon full of bad choices. +1 XP. His two friends moved. Harper moved first. A ring of flame appeared around one thief's ankles, not burning him, just making him freeze because criminals are brave until their shoes start negotiating with fire. Owen flicked his sword aura at the second thief's belt, sliced it clean, and the man's pants dropped around his knees. He fell face first. +1 XP. The dock watcher tried to run. I lifted one finger. +1 XP. Lunar vector touched a loose rope near the ramp. The rope decided gravity was optional and whipped sideways. It wrapped around the watcher's ankles and yanked him into a hanging knot beneath the gangplank. He dangled there screaming while people finally noticed. Harper looked at me. You are supposed to be resting. +1 XP. I pointed at the unconscious thief beside me. I am resting, he attacked the floor. +1 XP. Harbor guards arrived after that. They took the thieves away in iron cuffs, and every single one tried to explain that I had tricked them. They were correct. Nobody cared. +1 XP. The captain of the rescue ship offered me a healer. I said yes because I am clever, not stupid. The healer touched my ribs, muttered something about reckless young hunters, and left before I could ask whether sign counted as treatment. By sunset, I could stand again. +1 XP. By moonrise, I could walk without looking like a folding chair learning regret. +1 XP. By midnight, I was on the dock, doing slow breathing drills while Harper guarded the left side and Owen guarded the right. They thought they were stopping me from doing anything dangerous. That was cute. Breathing was dangerous now. +1 XP. Inhale for 4 counts. +1 XP. Hold for 4. +1 XP. Exhale for 4. +1 XP. Tap my thumb against each finger during the hold. +1 XP. Shift weight from heel to toe during the exhale. +1 XP. Blink at the end. +1 XP. I had created a recovery combo. Medical experts called it rest. I called it farming. Owen watched me for a full minute, then whispered, he is grinding while injured. Harper, he is grinding while injured. +1 XP. Harper did not look away from the dark water. I know I am choosing peace. +1 XP. I appreciated their concern, I really did, but the lunar core kept tugging in my pocket, and each tug pointed toward the old warehouses near the eastern pier. Not toward a new gate. Toward people. That meant the thieves on the ship had not been random, they had been scouts. A smart person would report it and wait for backup. I was a smart person. I reported it. Then I became the backup. +1 XP. I told Harper and Owen exactly enough of the plan that they would help, and not enough that Owen would start screaming in advance. We crossed the harbor rooftops without names, without guild banners, and without making noise except for Owen whispering that this was how nightmares started. Every step across tile gave me XP. Every crouch, every handhold, every time I adjusted my breathing so my ribs would not stab me from the inside. +1 XP. Eastern warehouses had survived the Citadel fall, but the area was dark, too dark. Someone had broken the street crystals and painted black ash across the windows. Inside the largest warehouse, I heard voices. No names, no introductions, just thieves, raiders, and failed hunters with the kind of confidence that grows in rooms where nobody decent is watching. They were talking about the core. They were also talking about me. That part was rude. One voice said I was wounded. Another said my power only worked if I had time to stack actions. A third said I was useless without Harper and Owen. I touched my chest, offended. +1 XP. Owen looked at me. Do not be offended, that is bait. +1 XP. I looked back at him. I know I'm admiring the craftsmanship. +1 XP. Harper pointed to the roof window. Through the glass, I saw the setup. 20 raiders, 3 stolen binding nets, 2 cages of captured dungeon beasts, a circle of black hooks nailed into the floor, and in the center, a fake injured hunter tied to a chair. A trap for me. Beautiful. Not morally disgusting. Structurally, though, elegant. They expected me to break in, rescue the fake hostage, step into the hook circle, and get dragged down by the binding nets while the beasts were released. They had even placed mirrors along the walls to stop me from using reflection movement, because every mirror was cracked into jagged pieces facing different angles. I stared at the cracked mirrors. +1 XP. Then I smiled. +1 XP. Owen whispered, that is not a good smile. +1 XP. Harper whispered for them, no. +1 XP. Their mistake was thinking broken mirrors stopped me. Broken mirrors gave me more mirrors. I slipped through the roof window first. +1 XP. I landed on a beam above the warehouse floor. +1 XP. The raiders below did not look up. People rarely do. Everyone thinks danger comes through doors because doors make sense. I took the lunar core from my pocket and set it on the beam beside me. +1 XP. Its tiny silver rings spun lazily. I tapped it once. +1 XP. The core sent a thin pulse of sideways direction into the dust. Not an attack. A whisper. The dust drifted toward one cracked mirror. That mirror reflected the core into another shard, then another. A chain of tiny silver glints crawled around the warehouse walls. Mirror step did not open one path. It opened 100 bad ideas. I dropped from the beam. +1 XP. Not into the trap circle. Onto the chair. The fake hostage yelped as I landed on the backrest behind him. +1 XP. Every raider turned. I waved. +1 XP. Good evening, I said. I heard there was a terrible plan happening without me. +1 XP. The first binding net fired. I leaned left. +1 XP. It missed me and wrapped the fake hostage instead. He screamed, I am on your side. +1 XP. That seems like your first mistake, I said. +1 XP. The second net fired. I used lunar vector on the chair leg. The chair stopped believing in downward weight and slid sideways under me like a sled. The net caught 3 raiders who had been rushing from the left. +1 XP. The third net fired at Harper as she burst through the roof in a comet of red flame. She did not dodge. She burned the air in front of it so hot the metal threads softened. Then Owen cut the half-melted net into ribbons before it reached her. The raiders panicked. Good. Panic creates actions. Actions create mistakes. Mistakes create opportunities. I jumped from the chair to the hook circle. +1 XP. Yes, directly into the trap. Every raider froze for one glorious second, because nothing confuses a villain like watching the target step on the giant obvious danger button by choice. The hook snapped upward from the floor, chains whipping toward my arms and legs. I let them catch me. +1 XP. Owen shouted Jace. +1 XP. I winked at him. +1 XP. The chains tightened. They were meant to pin me in place. But binding gear has one weakness nobody respects. It assumes the trapped person wants freedom. I wanted resistance. I pulled one chain with my left arm. +1 XP. Another with my right. +1 XP. Bent my knee against a third. +1 XP. Twisted my ankle against a fourth. +1 XP. Every tiny struggle counted as an action. Every metal bite against my skin counted. Every breath under pressure counted. Existence chain linked them into combat growth. My level bar began sprinting. The raiders saw the glow under my skin and realized the trap had become gym equipment. One of them shouted to release the beasts. Exactly. +1 XP. The cage doors opened. 2 dungeon hounds crawled out, each one made of smoke, bone, and bad dentistry. They smelled blood and rushed me. I could not move away. So I moved them. Lunar Vector touched the first hound's leap. Forward became up. It soared over my head and crashed into the ceiling beam hard enough to see several personal mistakes. +1 XP. The second hound lunged low. I snapped the chain on my right wrist sideways, not breaking it, just redirecting its tension. The chain swept across the floor and tripped the hound mid-pounce. It rolled into 6 raiders like a smoky bowling ball. +1 XP. Harper took the left side of the warehouse, turning every escape route into a wall of heat that did not burn unless someone was dumb enough to touch it. Many were dumb enough. Owen took the right side, cutting weapons instead of bodies. Swords fell apart, clubs split, crossbows became expensive sticks. I stayed in the center, chained up like the weakest person in the room, and made everyone regret believing that. A raider swung a hammer at my head. I ducked as far as the chains allowed. +1 XP. The hammer hit a hook anchor. +1 XP. The anchor cracked. Another attacked from behind. I stepped on the chain between my ankles. +1 XP. The chain rose behind me like a metal tail and caught his legs. He flipped onto his back. +1 XP. A third threw a knife. I shifted my shoulder. +1 XP. The knife cut the chain around my left arm. Thank you, I said. +1 XP. The man looked horrified. Good manners scare people when they are accidental accomplices. I freed one hand, grabbed a chain, and began spinning it. +1 XP. Slow at first. +1 XP. Then faster. +1 XP. The chain became a silver circle around me, clipping weapons, ankles, belts, and pride. I used Lunar Vector with every swing, changing the direction of the chain at impossible corners. It turned 90 degrees in midair. It dipped under a spear, rose over a shoulder, wrapped a wrist, tapped a knee, and returned to my hand like a trained snake with anger issues. +1 XP. The raiders stopped attacking one at a time and rushed together. Finally, I pulled all the remaining chains inward. +1 XP. The hooks tore from the floor. +1 XP. The raiders leapt. I jumped. +1 XP. Not high, just enough. Chains crossed beneath me, and with one Lunar Vector twist, all their momentum redirected inward. The raiders collided under my feet in a pile of elbows, helmets, and deeply educational pain. +1 XP. I landed on top of the pile. +1 XP. Nobody moved. The fake hostage groaned from inside the first binding net. I crouched and looked at him. +1 XP. You were very convincing, I said. +1 XP. He tried to spit at me. I moved the spit sideways with Lunar Vector, and it landed on his own cheek. +1 XP. He closed his eyes like a man whose soul had just resigned. Harbor guards arrived a minute later because Harper had sent a fire signal before the fight began. I had not told Owen that part either. He looked relieved and betrayed at the same time. Raiders were dragged away alive, tied in their own nets, while the 2 dungeon hounds were pushed back into reinforced cages with snacks and rude noises. One guard asked what happened. Owen pointed at the destroyed warehouse. He rested aggressively. +1 XP. That should have been the end of the night. It was not. The lunar core pulsed once in my pocket. Hard. The water beyond the pier sank. Not lowered. Sanko. Perfect circular depression formed in the harbor, pulling ships, debris, moon dust, and loose ropes toward its center. The surface became a spinning bowl of black water. At the bottom, a gate opened like an eye. Harper's flame dimmed. Owen's grin vanished. The captured raiders, still being hauled away, went silent. A monster rose from the underwater gate. At first, I thought it was a serpent. Then it kept rising. Glass scales, moonlit fins, a skull like a cathedral bell, eyes glowing blue under layers of clear crystal. It coiled up from the whirlpool until its body wrapped around 3 dock towers, and still half of it remained below the water. A glass leviathan. The city had just survived a falling fortress, and now the harbor had grown a decorative apocalypse. +1 XP. I exhaled. +1 XP. Owen whispered no. +1 XP. I took 1 step toward the whirlpool. +1 XP. Owen grabbed the back of my jacket. Absolutely no, you are not fighting the fish cathedral with broken ribs. +1 XP. The Leviathan opened its mouth. Sound rolled out, deep and clean, like someone playing a church organ at the bottom of the sea. Every glass window along the harbor exploded. +1 XP. Shards rained down. Harper burned the ones near civilians. Owen sliced the ones near the guards. I lifted the lunar core and twisted my wrist. +1 XP. The shards falling toward me changed direction and circled instead, forming a glittering halo around my body. I looked at Owen. It started it. +1 XP. He stared at me. That is not a legal defense against sea monsters. +1 XP. Good, I said. I was going for a tactical excuse. +1 XP. The Leviathan slammed its tail into the harbor. A wave taller than a building rushed toward the docks. Harper stepped forward, flames roaring from both hands. Owen planted his sword. I ran between them. +1 XP. Jason. +1 XP. I did not stop. The wave came like a moving wall. I threw every glass shard in my halo into it, not to cut the water, but to give the water 1,000 tiny directions to argue with. +1 XP. Then I used lunar vector. The wave split. Not perfectly, I was not a god. I was a bleeding idiot with a marble. But the center of the wave turned upward, the sides curled outward, and the water passed over the docks as silver rain instead of a crushing wall. +1 XP. The crowd behind us cheered. I almost fell over. +1 XP. Harper caught my elbow. Your face is gray. +1 XP. That is my natural rank color, I said. +1 XP. Owen made a sound that was half laugh, half scream. Leviathan coiled back, angry now. Its scales opened like glass petals, and hundreds of smaller crystal fish poured out. Each one had razor fins and eyes like bright coins. They swarmed toward the docks. A normal hunter would try to kill them. I saw something better. They moved in synchronized patterns. Every fish mirrored the Leviathan's pulse. Attack left, turn right, dive, rise, flash. A school. A rhythm. A giant underwater treadmill with teeth. I grabbed a coil of rope from the pier. +1 XP. Owen saw me tying it around my waist. Why are you putting yourself on a leash? +1 XP. Because if I say the plan out loud, you will tackle me. +1 XP. I am already considering it. +1 XP. Harper took the other end of the rope and wrapped it around her arm. I hate that I understand him now. +1 XP. I jumped into the swarm. +1 XP. Crystal fish snapped at me from every side. I did not try to block all of them. I tapped one with my knuckle. +1 XP. Kicked another. +1 XP. Twisted between 2. +1 XP. Let one scrape my shoulder. +1 XP. Every micro movement counted. Every bite I avoided. Every bite I took. Every bubble that left my mouth as I hit the water counted. The ocean swallowed me. Cold hit my broken ribs like a hammer. +1 XP. My lungs seized. +1 XP. Then existence chain caught the rhythm. Heartbeat. +1 XP. Click. +1 XP. Bubble. +1 XP. Finger tap. +1 XP. Twist. +1 XP. Crystal fish surrounded me in a spinning sphere. Their fins cut lines across my sleeves. Their bodies reflected my face again and again, 100 versions of me underwater, all of them looking stupidly happy. Mirror step opened inside the swarm. I moved from fish scale to fish scale. +1 XP. Not stepping on them exactly, using the reflections on their bodies as tiny doors, one glint to the next, one flash to another. The swarm tried to bite me. I vanished into itself. +1 XP. Above the water, Harper held the rope against the Leviathan's pull, flames hissing where sea spray hit her arms. Owen ran along the dock, cutting fish that broke away toward civilians. The harbor guards were getting people back, but the Leviathan kept producing more. So I stopped fighting the small fish. I became their conductor. Lunar Vector touched the school pattern one pulse at a time. Left became tighter, right became higher, dive became loop, rise became spiral. +1 XP. The crystal fish followed the rhythm, because monsters love patterns even more than people do. I led them in circles around me until the entire swarm became a spinning drill of glass and moonlight. Then I pointed them at the Leviathan. +1 XP. The swarm shot back toward its master. The Leviathan opened its mouth, confused, and swallowed half of them by accident. The other half slammed into its scales and cracked them. +1 XP. I broke the surface, gasped, and immediately earned XP for breathing like a man who had offended water personally. +1 XP. The rope yanked tight. Harper pulled. Owen grabbed the rope too. Together they dragged me across the surface like the world's worst fishing prize. I skipped over the water once. +1 XP. Twice. +1 XP. 3 times. +1 XP. Then the Leviathan struck. Its head came down, jaws open, trying to swallow me, the rope, the dock, and possibly my entire future. I waited. +1 XP. Because timing is just patience with better shoes. The jaws closed. I rolled sideways using the rope. +1 XP. The Leviathan bit the rope instead. Its teeth cut halfway through, but not all the way. Harper's flames hardened the wet rope with heat. Owen reinforced it with sword aura. I grabbed the fraying end and tied it around one of the Leviathan's glass teeth. +1 XP. Then I kicked the tooth. +1 XP. Not to break it. To make the Leviathan angry. It worked. The monster reared back, dragging the rope, the dock posts, and me with it. I flew upward over the harbor, still holding the rope, feet kicking against open air. +1 XP. Below me, Owen shouted something that was probably my name, and several things about my brain. +1 XP. Harper launched herself upward in a column of fire, following the rope like a comet. The Leviathan tried to dive back into the gate. That would be bad. If it reached deep water, it could crush the harbor from below. So I climbed the rope toward its mouth. +1 XP. Hand over hand. +1 XP. Knee hook. +1 XP. Breath. +1 XP. Blink salt water from my eyes. +1 XP. My level surged again, 203, 204, 205. New passive thread formed inside existence chain, not a message with fireworks, just understanding. Combo weight increased by danger proximity. In simple words, the closer I was to being eaten, the better the payout. Amazing. Horrible. Very on brand. Leviathan opened its mouth again to shake me loose. I swung inside. +1 XP. For 1 second, I was hanging in a cathedral of glass teeth above a throat full of blue light. The lunar core pulsed in my pocket. The Leviathan had a core too, deep in its throat, protected by rotating ribs of crystal, not a dungeon reward, a monster heart. Harper landed on the Leviathan's snout, flames exploding beneath her boots. Owen jumped from a crane and drove sword aura into the side of its jaw. The monster thrashed. I flew deeper. +1 XP. I grabbed a crystal rib. +1 XP. It cut my palm. +1 XP. Pain flashed white. +1 XP. The throat began charging another sound wave, strong enough to flatten the docks. I did not have time to break the core. So I made the monster attack itself. Again, because classics exist for a reason. I pulled the lunar core free and held it between 2 crystal ribs. +1 XP. Then I used lunar vector on the charging sound. Sound is movement, pressure moving through air, water, bone, glass. The Leviathan's roar rushed upward from its throat. I turned the direction inward. The roar hit the inside of its own crystal chest. The Leviathan froze. Every scale on its body lit up. Then cracks spread from its throat down its entire length, glowing blue through the glass. +1 XP. I was thrown out of its mouth by the backblast, spinning through air with 0 dignity and excellent XP efficiency. +1 XP. Harper caught me by the collar midair. +1 XP. Owen caught Harper's ankle with a sword or a hook. +1 XP. All three of us swung under the broken crane as the Leviathan collapsed into the whirlpool. The monster did not die in one neat dramatic pose. It shattered in pieces, each glass scale dissolving into harmless rain before it hit the city. The gate beneath it pulsed, unstable and hungry. At the center of the whirlpool, a blue crystal heart floated up. Reward. Also bait. The remaining raiders saw it from the guard wagons. One of them actually tried to break free and run toward it. I respected the commitment to being stupid. +1 XP. The heart shot toward the dock. Not to me. To the nearest source of greedy intent. Of course, dungeon rewards loved drama too. The escaped raider reached for it, eyes wide. I was too far to intercept. Owen was holding the crane line. Harper was keeping us from falling. So I used the simplest action I had. I spat a mouthful of seawater. +1 XP. Tiny, weak, gross. Perfect. Lunar vector caught the spit and sent it sideways at impossible speed. The water droplet hit the blue heart first, nudging it 1 inch away from the raider's fingers. 1 inch. Always 1 inch. The raider missed, tripped on his own chain, and face-planted into a pile of wet rope. +1 XP. The heart drifted into my hand. Clear reward acquired, abyss breath. My lungs opened like doors. Cold air rushed in without pain, salt water in my throat vanished, my heartbeat steadied. For 1 perfect second, I understood breathing as something bigger than oxygen. Pressure in, pressure out, life refusing to stop. Then Owen dropped the rope, and we all fell into a pile of fishing nets. +1 XP. Harper lay beside me, staring at the stars. You defeated a sea monster by making it yell at itself, she said. +1 XP. I nodded. Self-reflection is important. +1 XP. Owen groaned from under a net. I hate that the joke works. +1 XP. Harper cheered again, weaker this time because everyone was exhausted and some people had lost shoes. The guards hauled the raiders away for good. The fake hostage was still wrapped in a binding net and refused to look at me. The glass Leviathan's remains turned into shimmering dust that settled over the water like starlight. And me. I finally sat still. For almost 8 seconds. +1 XP. 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 Owen noticed. You are counting the seconds, aren't you? +1 XP. I closed my eyes. No. +1 XP. Harper sighed. He is definitely counting the seconds. +1 XP. She was right. A week later, the academy held a ceremony. I tried to skip it. Harper dragged me there by the collar. +1 XP. The same awakening hall was packed again. Same glass dome, same banners, same crystal platform, different silence. I stood where I had once stood with gray light on my hand and laughter in my ears. The examiner looked nervous now. The crowd did not laugh. Students stared, instructors stood straighter. Guild leaders watched from the back with hungry eyes. Owen wore the +1 hunter shirt under his jacket because betrayal has many forms. Harper stood beside me with a tiny smile she pretended not to have. They wanted to remeasure my rank. I did not care. But Owen said it would be funny. Harper said it would shut people up. Both arguments had merit. I placed my hand on the crystal. +1 XP. The crystal flashed gray. Then silver. Then gold. Then black. Then every color at once. The hall shook. The examiner stumbled back. Words appeared above the crystal. Skill plus 1 XP per action. Rank F. The silence was perfect. Then another line appeared. Level unreadable. Another. Growth continuing. Another. Limit not found. The crystal cracked straight down the middle. Plus 1 XP. I pulled my hand away. The crack widened. I looked at the examiner. Do I have to pay for that? Plus 1 XP. Owen made a choking sound behind me. Harper turned her face away, shoulders shaking. The hall erupted. Not laughter this time. Shouts, cheers, questions, fear, awe. I did not stay for it. I stepped off the platform and walked down the same stairs where I had first realized breathing paid. Plus 1 XP. Step. Plus 1 XP. Step. Plus 1 XP. Outside, the city sunlight felt warm on my face. The sky was clear. Gates still hung in the distance like cracks waiting to widen. Somewhere out there, more dungeons were opening. More monsters were sharpening claws. More arrogant hunters were deciding they could take what was mine. More impossible floors were waiting for someone stupid enough to climb them. Good. I had started as the joke at the bottom of the ranking board. I had walked, blinked, breathed, cooked, tripped, bled, and laughed my way past the cap everyone worshipped. I had learned that 1 XP was nothing only if you stopped at 1. And I had no intention of stopping. Owen caught up, still grinning like an idiot. So what now? Plus 1 XP. Harper looked toward the horizon, where a faint violet crack had just appeared above the mountains. That gate is new, she said. Plus 1 XP. I rolled my shoulders. Plus 1 XP. Violet crack widened, and for a second I saw something inside it. A staircase spiraling upward through storm clouds, each step guarded by golden beasts with too many eyes. My smile came back before I could stop it. Plus 1 XP. Owen saw the smile and groaned. No, absolutely not. You are banned from smiling at dangerous architecture. Plus 1 XP. Harper's flames flickered to life. He is already planning something. Plus 1 XP. I started walking. Step. Plus 1 XP. Step. Plus 1 XP. Step. Plus 1 XP. Planning, I said, I am just breathing. Plus 1 XP.